the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Good morning, you beautiful people. Welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Expresso right here on S3. It's a fresh Monday morning. It's lucky to hang out with you. Good morning, my
Yes,
brother.
man. Love it to hang out with you, actually.
dude.
You know, that was my favorite song, eh? Sorry, I had to. I felt it this weekend. There were so many great sporting results this weekend. If you thought about it, I mean, the score lines not looking too great for the Springboks. We know to neck-and-neck tension on the courts of Wimbledon. What a match. And we got the perfect person. Lorenzo Daris is going to be taking us through all of the action this weekend. So we'll have a weekend sports wrap just for you.
Absolutely. And then, of course, school holidays have come to an end. Dis die laaste dag voorbij, mense vandag. But we want to address the parents out there, I mean, in this episode this morning for you, because we chat to educational psychologist Albert Keert for tips on how to head back into the routine. Because we all know that getting back into that routine after a nice and long break, it's tricky. Plus, advice for all the matrics out there who are preparing for the prelims. It's that time of the year already.
And then, obviously, you need entertainment, okay? And we've been hearing the sound check of one talented performer, a pop rock singer, Ryan V. He'll be helping you out with regard to getting yourself in the mood for a new week. That's the vibe today. So I'm feeling good. No, we have to. I feel like the flow is happening.
The flow is happening.
Yeah,
I can see.
it is. I can feel the flow.
There's no crossovers. It's just smooth. This is exactly how this week is going to go if we started off the right way and you are tuned into just the right place. Let's get it going. It's your Monday morning. Let's say good morning to my man, Graham.
Thank you, Ewan's son. Thank you, Carl's son. We have the flow this morning. Welcome to you guys at RBS. My name is Graham Richard. So good to have you guys here and connecting with us. Now, here's the question. If there's no photographic proof, did it happen at all? We need proof of how much fun you've gotten up to over the holidays. Did you take leave? We want to know. Did you get a break? Did you pop your head up for air? We want to see what that looked like. Did your kids have a load of fun? Did you discover something new, a new skill, a new place? We want to see it. What did your holidays look like? Drop us a WhatsApp line, a video or a photo, or you can drop us anything on any of our socials and we'll stay connected with you for the next 3 hours. We'd love to hear from you. And of course, this isn't to make you sad, but rather excited about seeing your mates again, reconnecting with the world, because it's a brand new term and we got you sorted. But of course, it is also a brand new day. So let's get you sorted in terms of current affairs and get into all of that sport.
Thanks so much, Graham. Let's start off with taking a look at your national news headlines this morning. Police have arrested 5 people in connection with attacks on trucks in several provinces, 4 people in Mpumalanga and 1 in Limpopo. More than 20 trucks have been torched in KwaZulu-Natal, Mpumalanga, Limpopo and Free State provinces since last weekend. And National Police spokesperson Brigadier Athlenda Mate says the more arrests are expected. She said, "We are hot on the heels of those behind these attacks. Our investigations are pointing us in the direction of KZN, where we believe these ringleaders are." And Mitchell's Plain residents yesterday listened to the Department of Correctional Services explaining the possible release on parole of Norman Afzal Simons, known as the Station Strangler. The former grade 5 teacher has spent 28 years in prison. He was charged with 22 accounts of murder, but was only convicted of the murder of 1 boy. Now, the head of community corrections for the Bellville area, Ronnie Bila, said Simons would be under house arrest 24 hours a day and would not be allowed close to children. Making international news headlines this morning, Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu has declared a state of emergency to tackle rising food prices. Some initiatives include using money saved by the recent removal of a fuel subsidy to provide fertilizer and grain to farmers. Protection is also to be increased for farmers, many of whom have abandoned their land after becoming the target of gangs that kidnap for ransom. Poorer households will be helped with $10 a month for 6 months. A UN report in January projected that 25 million Nigerians were at high risk of food insecurity this year. And parts of the US expected to see record temperatures yesterday, with warnings of dangerous heat levels into this week across the southwest. Some 113 million people are currently under heat advisories. California's Death Valley is forecast to reach 54 degrees Celsius, nearing the hottest temperatures ever recorded on Earth. Meanwhile, southern Europe will continue to swelter this week under an intense heat wave. Italy, Spain and Greece have been experiencing high temperatures for days. Italy's issued a red alert for 16 cities, including Rome, Bologna and Florence. And we'll end up with this story. Snake hunters have caught the longest Burmese python ever documented in Florida in the US, measuring an eye-popping 6 meters. Now, the supersized slitherer was discovered in the Big Cypress National Preserve, some 65 kilometers west of Miami, and that's said by the Conservancy of Southwest Florida. Now, the record-breaking female python weighed 56.7 kilograms and bested the previous longest Burmese python, which measured 5.72 meters, also found in Florida. Now, Jake Wallery, 22, found the snake and said he knew it had to be measured and weighed for the sake of science. And that's your news stories for the 6 o'clock bulletin. We'll have another round for you at 7 o'clock. Right now, let's dive into the sports for the first time this Monday morning.
Oh, thank you so much, Ewan. Difficult to know where to begin this morning. Let's start with a stellar performance from young Carlos Alcaraz. He won the Wimbledon men's singles title for the first time, and we say that because there will be many more, by ending Novak Djokovic's recent dominance with a stunning victory yesterday. The 20-year-old fought back from a nervy start to win 1-6, 7-6, 6-1, 3-6 and 6-4 against the defending champion. So Djokovic was going for a 5th straight win, an 8th men's triumph and a 24th major, all record equaling feats, but the 36-year-old Serb was outlasted by top seed Alcaraz, who underlined his class by winning a 2nd major title. The women's final, it was won by an unseeded player for the first time in 60 years, Marketa Vondrousova, after she beat Ons Jabeur 6-4 and 6-4. Then on to the rugby, a bitter pill to swallow, especially for the Boks themselves. Springbok prop Stephen Kitsoff told the South African media on Sunday that it, quote, felt like we were chasing ghosts for 20 minutes. That was after a 35-20 rugby championship mauling in New Zealand. So a brilliant start by the All Blacks saw them score 2 tries and 17 points in as many minutes against the Erastune Rugby World Cup title holders in Auckland on Saturday. We know they've gone 50 games plus without losing in Auckland, so there wasn't a huge expectation. But with New Zealand holding a 4-point lead going into the final round match against struggling Australia, the clash of the 2nd-place Springboks and the Pumas is set to decide 2nd spot at this stage. Now, speaking of spots, it looks like he's lost his, well, at least the armband for now. Manchester United defender's Harry Maguire has been stripped of his team captaincy by manager Erik ten Hag. So Maguire was named captain by former coach Ole Gunnar Solskjaer 6 months after his arrival at United in 2019, but made only 16 league appearances last season, with midfielder Bruno Fernandes wearing the armband in his absence. So United said that Ten Hag will announce a new captain in due course after he has informed the players. Well, hopefully they were informed before the story ran. Now we turn to golf, and Rory McIlroy birdied the last 2 holes in blustery conditions yesterday to win by 1 stroke at the Scottish Open. His final round of 200 par 66 marked his 4th straight round in the 60s at the final tune-up for next week's Open Championship, of course at the Royal Liverpool Golf Club in England. McIlroy capped an up and down round of 6 birdies and 4 bogeys, with birdies at the par 3 17th and par 4 18th to finish at 15 under 265. Then Scotland's Robert McIntyre, he carded a 64 on Sunday to get a 14 under, including a closing birdie that momentarily gave him the lead, and I'm sure a nervy moment or two for McIlroy. But that's where it ended, and that's where we leave our sport for now. We will delve a little deeper into some of the permutations. Lorenzo Darius is going to be stepping in to help us with that. But right now, a brand new week, brand new day. Let's get the weather sorted.
Let's do that indeed. Thanks a lot, G. Now, the SA Weather Service says an intense cold front is expected to reach the western parts of the Western Cape later tomorrow, moving into the Eastern Cape on Wednesday and extending into the central interior, reaching KwaZulu-Natal. That'll be on Thursday. This only a few days after residents and animals are still trying to process matters after experiencing similar severe batches of icy weather. However, the public is advised that very cold conditions will set in over the interior of the Cape provinces on Wednesday, with possible snowfalls on the high ground, spreading towards KwaZulu-Natal and the Drakensberg by Thursday. A yellow level 1 warning was also issued for waves, leading to difficulty in navigation at sea for small vessels between Cape Columbine and Plettenberg Bay from tomorrow afternoon through until Wednesday. So get warm out there. In fact, let's get those warm temperatures. Hopefully they are, but I can tell you they are a bit chilly for you today. Let's start in Polokwane. 2 to 24 is your temperatures over there. Bombela, you can expect 10 as you wake up this morning, 27 a little bit later, so nice and warm for you. Pretoria, 8 to 22, and then Johannesburg, you top at 21 from a low of 7 degrees Celsius. Maya King, a nice chilly 3 degrees Celsius as you wake, but you thaw out to 25 sometime this afternoon. Klerksdorp, you top at 22 from a low of 3, and Kimberley, 4 to 24 for you. Bloemfontein, very chilly, -2, but you're up to 22 as a maximum temperature. Let's head on over to Richards Bay. Good morning to you. 14 rising to 26 degrees Celsius. Pietermaritzburg, nice and warm. 27 the max from a low of 8. Durban, 50 to 25. And Mthatha, 4 rising to 26 degrees Celsius. East London and Monty, good morning. 12 rising to 24. That's what you can expect today. Craddock, 5 is your minimum to a high of 24. Gqeberha, you've got 6 to 19. And then George, 9 rising to 18 degrees Celsius. Cape Town, 12 up to 18 today. Worcester, 23 is your max from a low of 8. Your minimum in Sutherland will be 5 up to 18. And then Uppington breaking the mold as always. 10 is your low to a high of 29 degrees Celsius. Now that's it for your temperatures. Let's take a look at your sunrise views. Remember, you can send this to us. We'd love to see what your sunrise looks like. It is pure positivity on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And I'm going to start with you. Owen in Lakeside sharing a view from his balcony. With a view like that, it's probably a villa. Then Amelia sent in one as well, a moment from her front garden. And look at the purple hues out in the United States of Mitchell's Plain. It looks so good. Love it. Now, Emil Jones in Buccleuch snapping this photo of the trees alongside the violet hues. That looks like a book cover. Thank you. It's gorgeous. Then, Niklas Meyer from Hartenbos showing off the sun rising up over the water, bringing reflections. And reflect on a very positive day. If that sunrise is that good, perhaps your day, your Monday, could be just as good. Just send us a little photo, 063-408-8863. We'd love to see how you start your day. I'm just happy you start your day with your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Expresso here in S3.
Thank you, Mr. Wasty, for that rather entertaining running us through our morning views this morning. We're going to take our very first break of this Monday morning. Stick around with us after the break. Listen, we know the world never stops, and when we go to sleep, there's always something turning. We're going to run you through some of the biggest stories and have a bit of a chat around that. And also, of course, big weekend with regards to sports. And after an incredible win for the Springboks last week, this weekend, not so much. So we have the incredible Lorenzo Darius with us in studio, getting early morning TV ready right there to run us through his take of the sporting headlines.
Bespoke.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso live in S3, and we're starting your week with some of the things that you may have missed while you were sleeping. You know that we actually don't sleep. While you sleep, we don't sleep.
We don't. We never do sleep.
No, we don't. We just gather stories for you so we can keep you up to date. And we're going to start off with this one, Ewan. Cape Town's Station Strangler. Now, this was a case that really just captured the world, in fact. This was quite a while back. And you'll see on your screen now a couple of the pictures that have surfaced. Now, are the SA authorities too lenient in granting parole in South Africa? Because Norman Ausdal Simons, accused but not convicted of being the station strangler, will be subjected to stringent parole conditions when he is released on Thursday. And Simons, teacher from Tafelsig in Mitchells Plain, was convicted of the kidnapping and murder of Alroy van Rooyen, and that's back in 1995. And this was the commitment from the Department of Correctional Services yesterday during a community meeting with Mitchells Plain residents to discuss his imminent release. Back in the day when this story surfaced, it was so scary. There were... I noticed a little anecdote. I remember I was casted in the series that detailed the facts around the Station Strangler case back in the day when I still used to act, when they still used to cast me. But either way, it was a story. I think there were so many question marks that I think we kind of put it to bed because there were so many question marks. It was just like we found the person who was responsible, let them sit there and rot in jail, so to speak. But now with parole coming out and looking at the criminal situation in South Africa, I think it's going to leave a sore point for everybody. Because,
absolutely. I think also for the community of Mitchells Plain. I mean, it's a bit nervous. Like you said, there's still a lot of question marks around all of this. And, you know, with somebody with this kind of heat on his name, you know, for them, it's an imminent parole to take place. Yes, he's going to be under 24-hour house arrest, but still, I think the community as well do have still a lot of questions around this story because it was so big and it was so impactful at the time as well. Yeah.
Well, let's move on to the next story, of course, because we'll watch that one very closely. But there's another one, of course, around Iran's morality police.
Yeah,
it's back again, right?
Absolutely. So Iranian authorities intensified the crackdown on violations of the country's mandatory hijab rules. And I mean, this news comes some 10 months after Masa Amini, 22, who died in police custody after being detained over an alleged dress code violation, which is, you know, it's hard for us to take that on board, you know, for a dress code violation. I mean, you know, it's a tough one, but her death really did spark mass protests across the country that lasted for months, in which morality police were largely absent from Iranian streets. And Iran has relaunched patrols by the so-called morality police as authorities escalated their efforts to really enforce the country's mandatory hijab rules.
Yes.
This is hard. I mean, you know, it comes down to is it culture, it's belief, it's a very, I think, difficult one for me to digest. You know, that's the situation because we are so free in our country with regards to, you know, what we can do. So to take someone like that on board and hearing about the severe consequences of overstepping a rule like that. It's scary.
I think, without being controversial, you know, you speak to culture and you speak to tradition as well, but you got to think about the premise of culture and tradition as well. You know, sometimes we follow so blindly, we don't go back to the purpose of said things. You know, was the purpose in order to do something that was quite limiting to humanity, but we kind of shrug it off because it was happened so far in the past, and we just kept on following it. And I think more people need to stand up to tradition and culture. Because if your culture and your tradition does not facilitate freedom, then you need to relook.
Absolutely.
You need to change things up in 2023.
Absolutely. I always say this. My biggest wish for the entire humanity is simply to be happy in your space and live your life out as such as well. Here's another story which I think grabbed the entire world's attention from an entertainment point of view.
Oh, yes.
That cage match between Elon Musk, I mean, we of course know him, South African-born wealthiest person in the world. Tesla, SpaceX CEO, took over Twitter last year, and of course, Mark Zuckerberg, the owner of WhatsApp, Facebook, and Instagram, and one of the richest persons in the world as well. I mean, this may be no joke. I mean, if you think about it, because I saw a picture of Mark Zuckerberg just finished a training session. He's looking strong, dude.
Yes.
He's looking strong, but they are now gonna looks like they're gonna head into the cage. I mean, there we go. That's exactly it. This boy.
Look at that. Hey.
He's taking it seriously.
No, look at that guy's body is. I mean, honestly, that'll get a lot of likes on Facebook.
Yeah,
if
so
you
I
think
mean,
about it.
what's fascinating is when this thing all started, we all thought, you know what, this is a little bit of feud. This is the two of them. It happened on Twitter.
Yes.
You know, they called each other out, and now it seems like it's progressing very, very fast.
And I have to say, Elon Musk actually said he's going to do a move called the walrus on Mark Zuckerberg, which is basically where he lies on his opponent, teeth out, and just lays there and does nothing.
Yeah.
Apparently, that's how he's going to make him submit. But it actually is something that's tangible and actually could happen. I know that Dana White also said he wants in to facilitate it, but we'll have to follow that one even closer now. But the thing is, while you were sleeping, it has taken a bit more steps forward. So who knows?
Absolutely, man. I'm here for it. I want to see it. Elon Musk is probably going to, like you said, walrus, and then he's going to say, listen, yes, my plans to Mars are still ongoing.
And that's how it goes. But that's what happened while you were sleeping. Hopefully we informed you. Let's get some more information to you now with two legends.
Pap and Vlees, my friends. Don't forget about the Pap and Vlees factor, eh? Trick has pointed it out for us. Okay, after all of that, we need to cheer you up, I know. So let's talk a little rugby. Boo. Now we can do it, man. There must be at least one positive in there. The All Blacks, they hosted South Africa in what many people were tipping to be the title decider in a shortened rugby championship, and it kind of worked out that way. Both came into the match off the back of comprehensive wins against Australia and Argentina, respectively. Certainly showed on the part of the All Blacks. They came out on top with a bonus point win, 35-20. And here to take us through the action is Good Hope FM sports anchor Lorenzo Dariz, because sometimes we must take ownership of these weaker moments. It's difficult to say that. I love the fact, Lorenzo. So first of all, thank you, baby. Thank you for being here. Well done on the under.
Let's bring everyone back down to earth.
Yeah.
You know?
I know you've had an amazing couple of months, so well done.
Yeah,
for
thanks
flying
so
that
much.
South African flag with the juniors, who also tasted disappointments, but we still have the expectation of going to Auckland and winning, which no team has done in, 56 outings or something, you know, for probably the same many years. So we need to manage those expectations.
Yeah, I think 94, 95, new stadium, you know, new atmosphere, crowd there, very hostile though.
Yeah, and also on the back of seasons. So we are primed. We were primed by the Northern Hemisphere. They were primed by the Southern Hemisphere. They were a little bit more primed, I think.
I think they were.
Talk us through those first few moments, because this one was pretty much decided, it felt like, in those first 15 or so.
Yeah, first 20 minutes to be exact, though. Lots of people coming out and saying, did we get the combinations right compared to the team that played the week before?
Our B team that played Australia.
Yeah, don't be a smart... Yeah, that's all we're going to say. But Eddie coming out and saying that the All Blacks should be watching out for them, though. Still not sure which world he finds himself in. But I think that, you know, when you've got players that played really well the week before and you kind of put them on the bench the next week, they fired up and ready.
Yeah.
Do you then put them in, you know, tried and tested Mapimpi on the one side, Kurtley Orange, like, I wanted him there.
Bearing in mind the tour, and I think this is what's killed Super Rugby and potentially could kill the Rugby Championships, the travelling. So we almost had to send a precursor team over to start training in New Zealand. So that team that we were managing the squad with against Australia wasn't necessarily a B team. It's just to be able to handle logistics.
Yeah.
But it does still boil down to individual performances at the end of the day.
It does.
The All Blacks put their hands up. So many stalwarts in that team putting their hands up, young players putting their hands up, combinations putting their hands up. For South Africa, this close to the Rugby World Cup, you'd think, okay, players are going to definitely put their hands up. Did that work? The combination, Damian Willemse starting at 10 without the kicking capability, what went awry for us? Despite a really strong New Zealand.
Despite a really strong New Zealand team taking the Freedom Cup, you know, I would have loved to have gotten that back. We don't see enough of it in the country, you know. But Damian Willemse, nice thing is about it, the fact that Jacques Nienaber firstly said that we need to mitigate that travel. You know, within the team. And I love the fact that we've got those resources in players at the moment. The depth wasn't there years ago. We've got that now. World-class players. We're able to put two teams together, and it's not an A or B. When you put on that Springbok jersey,
it's a horse for courses.
You're a Springbok player.
For that match, that moment, for sure.
And then just to take away that kicking from him was quite immense. So you have Fafsefoot, you know, doing quite well. Cheslin also coming up and, you know, getting points on the board. And I love the fact that we have that depth, but we need that general. And lots of people, and I kid you not, I was following Twitter, watching the game as well, checking the threads, and everyone's like, Mani needs to come on. There's something different with him being able to kick and dictate the game compared to Damian at number 10. Should Damian then move to 15? Villy showing that he still deserves to be there. He still deserves to be there.
I think Damien will accept the fact that he's probably going to pop up in a few different positions, and that's the role that he's playing. And kudos to him for embracing that. Pretty much done and dusted from a rugby championship perspective. When we look at what we are finding out now, does this make you nervous about the World Cup, or is this all normal creaking, growing pains before testing a squad before a big outing like this?
I might be called out for this, but I'm quite optimistic about all of this at the end of the day. Jacques and Rassie now has the capabilities to look at the team, look at the combinations, look at what did not work. I'd rather have a team where I know what the problem is.
Yeah, what those limitations are.
And what our limitations are, than going into a World Cup thinking that we are perfect, we are well-oiled, and we're going to win this and take it all the way through to the final. I'd rather have that space to work with it.
We'll leave that to the All Blacks. We'll leave that to the All Blacks.
Well, the Irish.
The Irish might come in to spoil the party, but it was a fantastic exhibition of rugby nonetheless. Look at me trying to find a positive out of our loss to the Springboks. You can let us know, how do you get over a loss like that when it's the first thing you watch in your sporting lineup over the weekend? I don't know, maybe a little bit of tennis.
Next time.
Well, talking about tennis, a little later, we'll be getting some highlights for you from Wimbledon if you didn't catch the action just yesterday. And then I know your kids are going back to school. They must be bent over, shaped like this from all the gaming this holiday. So we need to get them stretched out already and also get ready for the school year coming up, the next half year, I should say. So you and Little Gym South Africa are going to get some kids in to get them stretching and ready to go. So make sure you get the kids in front of the TV in the next couple of minutes. We are ready to get them back to school on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Stay right there.
Watch South Africa versus Scotland live in France in a once-in-a-lifetime rugby experience brought to you by Clover. Catch the Box in rugby's ultimate showpiece, hosted by Springbok legend Skulk Burger. 5 lucky winners and their partners will be winging their way to France. Plus, take a cruise to the Mediterranean island paradise of Ibiza. Buy any Clover product to enter. Watch Expresso Breakfast Show every weekday morning for more information on how you can win.
Made with love by Clover. It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. You're tuning into your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, right here on S3. It is a fresh Monday morning, and it's wonderful to hang out with you. But we are gearing up for a little bit of fitness this morning with the guys from the Little Gym. And we have Julie over here, the owner of the Little Gym. We have Marcel on this side. And you know what? It's really all about back to school. It's tomorrow. Kids are going back to school. It's a reality not only for kids, but for parents as well. And while the break may have been filled with, you know, a family trip or just resting, recovering, a little bit of gaming, the key aspect that might have been neglected is physical activity. And kids need that physical activity to build strength, coordination, and confidence, and literally to burn off all of those this unused energy they have inside of them. So Julia is here to tell us a little bit about the kids' gym, and Marcel as well, just to give us a bit of a run through as to what we're going to be doing. I hope it's not going to be too hectic, because looking at the equipment, Marcel, Julie, I'm not doing any flips. I'm just putting it out there. Julie, it's lovely to have you here. We have Chloe and we have Arthur. How's it, guys? Thank you very much. It's nice and early, isn't it? Yes, okay. Julie, let's talk about it from an importance point of view with regards to physical activity for kids. Obviously, they can't go train like us grown-ups in the gym with the weights and that kind of thing, but why is it important for them to really just have that outlet, especially nowadays in the time that we are living right now?
So a lot of people think that gym is only about toning up and working on those muscles, which are super important, by the way, because we tend to forget that just reinforcing your upper body muscles, etc. For kids, it's also the beginning of grasping properly and therefore holding a pen properly, sitting on a chair properly. But the second thing people don't really see is, and it's what we do at the Little Gym, it's reinforcing and developing emotional intelligence.
I like that.
And to do that, we use gymnastics as a vehicle. And so we reinforce, and gymnastics in general reinforces self-confidence. It helps build confident kids.
Yeah, being aware of your body.
It's being aware of your body. It's being aware that actually once you step out of your comfort zone, it can be fun. And what happens when you step out of your comfort zone and you see it's fun is you're a kid who becomes naturally curious and therefore who sees opportunities and not challenges.
Yes, absolutely.
So it's not only about toning up. That's what any physical activity for your kids will be doing. At the Little Gym, we work on building emotional intelligence, so the curriculum is set for that. But in general, please, please, please get your kids active.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Look, I know parents, it's busy. We work hard, you know. It's very difficult with all the schooling schedules and everything that goes with it, you know. But we have to make that time.
I'm a mom too.
Marcel, my friend, step in here for a second. What are we going to be doing? Take them through it. I don't know. Maybe I'll partake. We'll see.
So at the Little Gym, I teach the grade schoolers, the pre-K, as well as the parent-child. Chloe with me over here is going to do a little bit of a tumbling routine for us. So Chloe, if you can step this side. All right, so Chloe's going to try her best, which is our rule number 3 at the Little Gym. You don't have to be the best as long as you try your best. Okay. Are you ready, Chloe? Wait, here we go. Here we go. All right, can you please give me a round off? Well done, Chloe. Into a forward roll. And beautiful arabesque and smile. Well done, Chloe. Excellent.
Nice.
All right.
Wow, I like that.
And then Arthur is our pre-K, so we focus on imaginary play. So having our little ones explore the gym while still being part of a story. So me and Arthur are going to go into a bit of a story. So Arthur, roll call. Are you ready? Hands on deck. Kick the sail. All right, hit the deck.
Here we go.
And you're right. And man the lifeboats. Let's row it out.
That is cool.
Yeah. And with our parent-child classes, we are focused on spatial and body part awareness. So, for example, this is little Dory for now. She's normally Mr. Cuddles. So what we're going to do is we're going to have little Dory lay down over here. We're going to focus on some hand-eye coordination. So we're just pretending that this is a little baby.
Okay.
And this is the parent, Dory's little mom.
Very proud, very proud.
Sorry. All right, so over here, I'm going to have Dory reach for the bar. And then, Mom, if you can help me put Dory's feet on the bar. And then we're going to give Dory lots and lots of praise while lifting up the bar, just to get used to the height over there. All right?
Okay.
Yes. Thank you, Mom.
Lovely.
You're very welcome.
So how long do these sessions normally last? Is it an hour session?
45 minutes for the parent-child classes. So we call them parent-child. It's adult and child because up to 3 years old, an adult comes in. the class, and are usually, it's the adults who are instructed by Marcel or other instructors. And then it's 50 minutes to an hour for the bigger ones because we need to get that energy out.
Yeah.
Also, you want them to nap in the car while coming back.
For sure, that's the ultimate goal. Can we do one more thing? Is there something else we can do?
Yes, would you like to do a handstand for us?
Oh my goodness.
Excellent.
I was
So you can
about
put
to
your-
say, let me do a handstand.
So you can put your hands on these hands over here. We use our spot markers.
It's got a slope.
Don't worry, you'll be okay. You're in good hands. All right, so you can put your hands over here. Hands down. Okay, you're going to kick up for me.
I don't want to kick anything here. Okay.
You're all good. You're going to kick up for me, and then you're going to tuck your head in, okay?
Okay.
And trust
3, 2,
Marcel.
Wait.
That's 1, 2, 3, go. Kick. Very good. Tuck your head in. Excellent. Well
Here
done.
we go. I do want to try it on a flat surface though.
Of course.
Okay, I'm gonna try. You see, I'm getting into it now.
Ready when you are.
Wait for it. Let me try my own.
Of course.
Let's see.
Ooh.
Excellent.
Wait.
Pretty impressive for a grown-up.
Here we go, come on.
Yes.
Okay,
Well done.
that is it. Look, I am just impressed by our two guests here, that they are impressed with me. This is fantastic. Julie, thank you very much. That's fantastic.
You're very welcome.
People can get in touch with you online, websites.
Yeah, 3xw.thelittlegym.co.za. Not complicated. If you want to enroll your kids, you just go on Find a Branch. If you want to open a franchise, you just go on Open a Gym.
All right, fantastic. I'm going to come to you, dude, for working on those.
Of course.
For sure.
Thank you
Marcel.
so much.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Also, well done, my friend Chloe. Thank you very much. And Julie, thank you very much for being
See
here.
you
So
soon.
there we have it. Parents, get out there, get in touch with these guys because they are really amazing, because there's so much more than just physical activity. It's building that awareness around their body and self-confidence as well. Love it. That's how you start the week.
No, man, you start on a chair, on a couch, you just chill out, okay? Just relax a little bit. Just relax a little bit.
I love
that.
that.
Is beautiful. We are going to activate our minds and talk a little bit of tennis. And wow, what tennis did we get treated to yesterday? Marketa Vondrousova became the first unseeded woman to win Wimbledon in the Open era. Talk about laying down a marker as the Czech swept to a shock 6-4, 6-4 victory over Tunisia's Ons Jabeur. And then, of course, the men's final won by Carlos Alcaraz, or Alcaraz, wherever you come from. He defeated the incredible Novak Djokovic, who showed so much class for his first Wimbledon title in a 5-set thriller on center court. And Lorenzo ain't going nowhere. Buddy, sure we.
I'm all over. I'm all over
I
at
can
the
tell
moment.
you're all
you know?
over.
Yeah,
Let's
enjoying it.
Vondrousova. Let's start there,
Yes.
because in my heart, I'm not going to take anything away from her performance, right?
Yeah.
But Ons just wasn't there at all. Like my African sister,
Yeah.
I was hoping, because I'm used to Ons Jabeur being all over the court.
Aggressive.
Power.
Yes.
Hitting the net as
Yeah.
often as possible, like going straight through, getting all the
Yeah.
drop shots. Very, very dominant. But even she didn't even look like she was in that match. And I mean, I don't know what will pop out as to what happened prior, but that was not
Yeah.
a performance that I'm used to
Mentally,
from our
it felt
Tunisian
like,
sister.
yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it was not. And it was something we didn't expect. We kind of sat back
Yeah.
on Saturday and said, Africa is getting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tunisia is getting it.
Yeah.
Like 42nd in the world, you know, for 6 months you weren't doing anything. Your husband's at home with the cat, then surprised you.
Yeah.
And you weren't expecting. And I think that when she saw her partner there, you know, there was something else that came out in her.
Okay.
And also to be unseeded. We haven't seen this in the Open era. So lots of history that was made. And we love history when it comes
Yeah,
to
oh,
tennis.
for
you know,
sure.
At the All England Club. So
And I've got to say, Vondrousova, she looked like the champion. She looked like she...
Everything.
Right the way through.
Yes.
Her
Yeah.
temperament, the shot selection, she just looked incredibly strong. And it's almost felt like maybe the demons of the past returning to Ons from last year in that crunch moment. Because in the women's game, it can slip away so quickly, that momentum shift can be massive. So I think kudos to her. But come on, Ons, man. We had it.
no, we
Maybe
need it.
Maybe
We
we
need
got a little bit ahead of ourselves. Let's talk about the men, man. Are you ready? Are you ready for this
don't know if
young
you
man?
know.
Is the world of tennis ready for this young man? Carlos Alcaraz. Shame the commentators were going like, okay, I'm going to Alcaraz this one, you can Alcaraz it.
Yeah.
Trying to get his name right. Well, we're not going to forget the name now.
There's a bit of Spanish there, so...
He's Carlos Alcaraz. He's a good player. He went into the games very well prepared. He knew his opponent, Novak Djokovic, so it's a great moment for him.
Very special. Marshall.
Yeah. Vamos. That's all. You got that from me.
But seriously, if you look at the game management, I think from a player that young,
IQ,
I mean, there were moments where I thought, okay, that's a bit immature. You know, like if you just had to focus in those moments, especially with those some of the returns. But to have a combination like that with that amount of pressure, especially heading to the last set, and then you hitting drop shots on Novak Djokovic.
It's like someone, someone forgot to tell him.
dropped
it.
Like you don't do that in a Grand Slam final after a power rally and just suddenly take all the power and just do a drop shot. But
no, crazy stuff, crazy stuff. That first set, 6-1, thinking, it's going to be another walkover, 3 sets down, you know. Djokovic is taking this, and he comes back and he just shows him that, you know, my legs can go 5 hours. You know, because 3.5 hours into it, I was worried for Djokovic because he was hitting his thighs, he was falling all over the place. I don't know if you saw that patch on the grass, and that was just him. Like, that was not there before Djokovic started falling. And Alcaraz started dictating the game and telling him, you know what, I know you know how to play, but I'm going to show you I can do it a little bit better. I'm going to take it to the new era.
And I'm glad you said the new era, because he seems almost a freakish AI-derived composite of Djokovic. Of maybe even a bit of Pete Sampras thrown in there a little bit. It just felt like you were seeing compound generational tennis wealth playing out in this young man. To see that level of mental strength thrown, a 20-year-old, fresh 20-year-old, that's got to be terrifying for even Djokovic to know, okay, there's a wall out there that I can't push over.
Yeah, no, it is. And if you look at the other sports that's developing within the world at the moment, and even F1, just to bring that in, the younger generation is taking everyone else on and showing that
they started where Messi left off,
You get what I mean? We can start and we can do a session when he was 16. They were like, never heard of this before. You get that once-in-a-generation player that comes in at a young age and can dominate and has the potential to dominate. And I hope that with everything that goes on, we have the right people around him. And I'm hoping in the next 2 years to see Rafa Nadal in his
coaching corner. I want to see him on a court against Rafa Nadal.
Probably French Open next year. French Open next year. Lots to talk about that, though. He's pushing for it. But in the next 2 years, we might just see him, you know. We already had the King of Spain coming out and saying, I'll be supporting you at every match going forward.
Of course, it's good PR.
Yeah, he's practically royalty now.
But can he go back in time and prevent the Springboks from losing to the All Blacks? No, he can't.
Calm down,
Can't do that.
Calm down.
Can't do that. So was all of the weekend sports a waste of time? Probably. But we'll come back for more of that. No, Lorenzo, we love you guys.
Thank you so
wherever
much.
your allegiances lay this weekend, a massive moment in sports in the world of tennis.
Thank you so much, gents. We're going to be taking a very quick break. I'm ready for this day now. I had my little exercise session in, or handstand session in, so now the blood's flowing and we can continue. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, of course, it is back to school tomorrow for most. And listen, getting back into that routine is tough. So we got a little bit of help for you in the form of educational psychologist Albert Keert, who's busy getting ready here. He's going to give us parents a little bit of tips on how to get back into that routine. Then we're also taking a bit of a health angle, giving once again the parents some tips on how to treat a nasty cough. What do you need to look out for, and what is the best course of action? All of that coming your way after the break.
Now you can generously give a voice to Storytime. Visit our library of homegrown audio stories at cadbury.co.za.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso, and you're on S3. And this morning, we're focusing on a topic that's on every parent's mind at the moment, getting your kids ready to go back to school after the lengthy June holidays. And that's why we need to bring in an educational psychologist, Albert Keat, who will give us some insights into how to get those kids back into routine, how to get their thumbs to work in a different way again, because all it's been is this all the time.
Whose thumbs are you talking
I'm
about there, buddy?
just saying,
Just
what do you mean?
saying.
What are you talking about? It's not my thumbs, okay? The kids. But Albert, welcome. It's so good to have you. We need you.
We do.
Thanks.
We're exhausted. The parents need the kids to go back to school now, okay? But that does require a bit of a rejig, a recalibration, if you will, to get routine, dun, dun, dun. And I'm very big on no routine during holidays, because I remember how that freedom used to just be the best thing ever.
Yes.
Boy, am I not suffering from that notion right now. How do we get that gear to kick back in?
You put it in gear. That's the big thing. I think it's the role of the parents that to really... The routine is so important, right? So the kids need to be put back into a routine as soon as possible. And it's hard, it's harsh for the parents. Parents don't want to do it. The kids are going to complain. They're not going to be happy. Because they had the whole holiday. They were just having screen time as much as they wanted. They were sleeping, going to bed at late at night, waking up late. You know, putting back those healthy habits is quite important. Putting back the healthy habits of the screen time, limiting the screen time, getting a new before bed routine, getting them back in bed at the correct times, having them wake up, have a nice little healthy breakfast in the mornings. Those are the important things that needs to happen. Parents can kind of ease it in. We're a bit too late now, but ease it in at the start of the holiday, at the end of the holiday. You know, I mean, they have a day left, so maybe I can do it tonight. So it's possible.
Our family likes to cram. Okay, we cram. We do 3 days in one. That's my...
That works as well.
I'd like to ask about that cramming, because I mean, let's just say if you wanted your kid to have the best possible chance at relaxing, and now you're thinking, oh my word, today is the day. Do you have any hacks for us to get our kids just to calm it down a bit? You know, the bedtime's going to be tough this evening. You know, bedtime used to be, what, 7:38 for some. And, you know, it used to be 7:38 a.m. that they went to sleep in the holidays. So now how do we cram in this, number one, lowering the anxiety around getting back into school, looking at the last 2 terms to motivate them enough to actually progress in the third term, and then, of course, to just slowly bring in those routines and habits. I mean, do you think there should be maybe a touch of leniency tonight? I have to ask.
It's all on you, Albert.
A lot of pressure now.
Yeah, lots of
I don't think I'm going to have the right answer for the kids that are watching, for the parents that are watching.
Let's see.
So having a calm night would help.
Okay.
So not overstimulating your kids. Don't go play games of Fortnite with them tonight.
So I can't relive the cage fighting from the
weekend. You can't relive the cage fighting. No wrestling in the living room. Tonight's a calm night. Get them in baths. Get the nice calming hormones going.
Okay.
Get them nice and warm in bed. You know. Have a chat to them about the term that's coming up, you know. When I was at school, I could never sleep the night before school started. Never knew it was anxiety. Actually, don't still know. Maybe I was just excited to go back to school, you know.
It's a big thing,
But have a chat with them about the upcoming term. Have a chat about the upcoming year, how they feel about it, if there's anything that they want to change going forward. You know, checking in with your kids in that sense is quite important. We often forget to actually check in with them. We want to do so much, but we actually...
You're just ticking the list,
and
you're not actually checking in.
Just chatting to them, like, what do you need? What is it that you need to be the best you can be? That really helps to manage that anxiety around the next 2 terms. Getting something new to take to school is always nice. It creates a bit of excitement, changes the anxiety into something new for the school bag, a nice little pencil
case. Always used to be a space case in our scenario.
Yeah. Wow, show your age there.
Shut up, man.
What are you doing?
Make a skateboard out of your ruler, and it was great, man. This is back when we did things analog, okay? Believe it or not, schooling used to be analog, not digital. Stick around, please, because I have a feeling we have tapped into a wealth of knowledge here. The joy is that these routines also help us. They help us get back into that lovely flow, get more rest, and of course, our little ones have that construct around them to dominate the next term. We'll get back into that in just a moment.
For sure. Looking forward to that discussion. Thanks, Graham. Thanks, Carl. We are still keeping the focus on the parents this morning. And you know what? When you become a parent or a guardian, you also wear the hat of a doctor and a pharmacist. And it's a good thing to get your knowledge up there. And that is what we're helping you out with right now. Because today we sit down with pharmacist Radar Kader from Redham Pharmacy to discuss different types of coughs in kids and how to treat them. Radar, thank you very much for joining us this morning, my friend.
Hi, thanks so much.
You know what? I remember, you know, back when my kids were young and they got sick for the first time and there was a cough, I panicked. I really did, because, I mean, obviously, you know, you guys are grown up. You kind of been through the running of it already. You know what the coughs are like, but when it's your kids, it's a different story. So let's chat about a cough. We want to focus on that. What's the main cause, just for parents? I said start at the baseline there.
So, mornings. Thanks again for having me. Yeah, so cough is basically a protective mechanism from the body. It's a reflex action so that the airways can be cleared out from pathogens or irritants. And the main cause of coughs, especially in children, would be cold. Sometimes it could be even asthma, serious respiratory infection, or even croup.
So what should we start looking out for? I mean, here you know your child started coughing. There could potentially be a bit of a wheezing sound. You could hear phlegm as well. What's the association here? If you take it specifically with regards to phlegm, I think that's when we start to take notice and we're like, okay, well, we need to address this now seriously.
So if there is a wheezing sound, then the presence of phlegm is definitely more prominent. And if the phlegm is actually also a body's coping mechanism to trap and block pathogens in the respiratory tract. Exactly. If there's a bit of a wheeze, then it's generally known as a wet cough, which phlegm is present. Yeah.
Absolutely. On that note, I mean, the different types of coughs that we as parents need to look out for our children, because of course, you know, we've seen it's been a long run over the past couple of months. There's been a lot of bugs going around, a lot of illness as well. So you get the wet cough and then you get the dry cough. What exactly is the difference?
So we've been seeing a lot more cases of wet coughs, as I would call them. But yeah, so the kind of coughs that one would look out for would be a dry hacking cough, which is mostly due to allergies and things like that, and then the wet phlegmy cough, and then also persistent coughs, which could be a little more serious respiratory condition like asthma and things like that. So yeah, so dry cough, wet cough, persistent cough.
Now, I know that obviously we said that, you know, having a phlegmy cough or that wet cough, I mean, that is already, it sounds, you know, very scary as well when it progresses to a certain point. What's the best course of action, treatment options for a phlegmy cough specifically?
So once we've established what kind of cough it is, so if it's a dry cough, you'd treat it with a cough suppressant. If it's a phlegmy cough, as we were talking about now, you'd actually not suppress it. You'd try and treat it with something like an expectorant to expel the phlegm, or bronchodilator to open up the chest, or something called a mucolytic. One thing that I like to add to these over-the-counter kind of medicines that have a bronchodilator, mucolytic in them, is a natural product. Last week I spoke about a natural product called olive leaf extract. Okay. Today I'd like to talk about ivy leaf extract. And ivy leaf extract is also a great natural product found in over-the-counter medicines to help with, to break down that phlegm and get it off the chest.
And something I think that parents may be familiar with is tartrazine. What exactly is that, and is it a good treatment option as well? So
tartrazine is not a treatment option. Tartrazine would be an ingredient. It's actually a food colorant that's found in medicines and in often children's medicines. Yeah. And tartrazine it's not a good idea, actually. So I'd stay away from products containing tartrazine, mainly because of sensitivities and allergies. Tartrazine, in fact, studies have shown can cause and trigger an asthmatic episode. So I'd stay away from tartrazine medicine-containing products. Yeah.
Just before we wrap, just very quickly, at what point do we need to take it seriously? When your child starts coughing and you're like, okay, now I need to take action, as opposed to something that you can manage?
So when you've done you've gone to the pharmacy and you've asked the advice and you've got all the over-the-counter medicines and it's been more than 3 or 4 or 5 days and even up to a week, and it's still persistent, then I'd say seek extra medical advice.
Oh, perfect. Radar, thank you very much for being here this morning. Thanks for the
having
tips and
me.
advice for our parents out there. Remember, you can help your child by simply knowing more and acting on it. So go ahead, share this with a fellow parent, a fellow guardian, to help keep your kiddo in top health this winter.
Thanks a lot.
Don't let a cough spoil your family's work or play this winter. Expresso cough syrup is effective in helping to relieve congestion, and it does not contain alcohol or tartrazine. This July on Expresso, 2 lucky viewers stand a chance to win 5,000 Rand cash prize in cash each. Simply reply to the competition question on Expresso's Facebook, Twitter and Instagram pages using hashtag Expresso and hashtag HealthyFam, in your answer. T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com.
The two. Ola is here to dish the dirt, spill the beans, spill the tea on the beans. Okay, entertainment news coming up. On a scale of 1 to 10, just how spicy today?
The tea is piping hot.
Wow, you're going to need some cool tea to warm down, not warm up the hot tea. It's going to be hectic. And then, of course, DJ Sabby is the latest voice in radio. We're going to connect with the Metro FM team to introduce you to an incredible new phenom. Entertainment news coming the way. Stick around.
Bonjour. If you're as excited about the Rugby World Cup in France as we are, then listen up. Total Energies has an amazing opportunity just for you. You can join the Total Energies Loyalty Club today. Spend 700 Rand or more, then you stand a chance to win double tickets to the highly anticipated South Africa vs Ireland game on the 23rd of September in France. So get down to your nearest Total Energies today to make sure that you do not miss out on the experience of a lifetime. That competition closes on the 15th of July, so get on it. All the T's and C's do apply.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Welcome back. And of course, we've got updates for you coming up with the news. There are some things around Kruger National Park and tourists to look at, as well as African excellence inside this report. Stick around. Here's Ewan.
Thank you so much, Carl. It's just a minute before 7 o'clock. Let's get into another round of your news headlines. Starting off with your national news. The Minister of Tourism, Patricia de Lille, is concerned about the declining number of tourists visiting the Kruger National Park. Now, tourists visiting the park are reported to have dropped by 21% since 2019. Now, de Lille was on an oversight visit to various sites within the park to inspect investment projects. Now, crime has been cited as one of the contributory factors to the declining numbers. She said millions had been set aside to train tourism safety monitors. And police say they have arrested 5 people in connection with attacks on trucks in several provinces, 4 people in Mpumalanga and 1 in Limpopo. More than 20 trucks have been torched in KwaZulu-Natal, Mpumalanga, Limpopo and Free State provinces since last weekend. National Police spokesperson Brigadier Atlenda Mate says more arrests are expected. She said, "We are hot on the heels of those behind these attacks. Our investigations are pointing us in the direction of KZN, where we believe these ringleaders are." Then making international news headlines this morning, President Vladimir Putin has stated that Russia has a stockpile of cluster bombs and will use them if such munitions are deployed against Russian forces in Ukraine. Now, Ukraine has received cluster bombs from the US to compensate for shell shortages during its counteroffensive. Cluster munitions are banned in over 100 countries due to their indiscriminate nature and long-lasting danger. Now, Russia and Ukraine have in the past not signed the Convention on Cluster Munitions. And Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu has declared a state of emergency to tackle rising food prices. Some initiatives include using money saved by the recent removal of a fuel subsidy to provide fertilizer and grain to farmers. Protection is also to be increased for farmers, many of whom have abandoned their land after becoming the target of gangs that kidnap for ransom. Poorer households will be helped with $10 a month for 6 months. A UN report in January projected that 25 million Nigerians were at high risk of food insecurity this year. And we end up with this story. Uganda's Anatoly Kirigwajo has recently been awarded the Africa Prize for Engineering Innovation dedicated to the development of African innovators. Now, he's the founder and CEO of Yunga, which is a local digital security network that enhances neighbor-to-neighbor safety. Now, Yunga works by connecting neighbors to one another and to police within a 20-kilometer radius through a physical device, smartphone app or SMS service providing security at a low cost. Now, the award, founded by the Royal Academy of Engineering in the United Kingdom, is granted after participants go through an 8-month period of training and mentoring. I love that. Innovation at its best. And that's where we leave your news headlines. We'll have one more for you at the top of the hour at 8 o'clock. Right now, here's Graham with your sports.
Thank you so much, Ewan. After a bumper sporting weekend, difficult to know where to start, but let's maybe start with this moment of history in tennis. Carlos Alcaraz, he has won the Wimbledon men's singles title for the first time, I'm sure of many, by ending Novak Djokovic's recent dominance with a stunning victory yesterday. The 20-year-old fought back from a nervy start to win 1-6, 7-6, 6-1, 3-6 and 6-4 in just under 5 hours against the defending champion. Djokovic was going for a 5th straight win, an 8th men's triumph and 24th major, all record equaling feats, but the 36-year-old Serb was outlasted in the end by the top seed Alcaraz, who underlined his class by winning a 2nd major title. And looking at his dominance yesterday, I think the first of many, many more to come. The women's final, that was won by unseeded Marketa Vondrousova after she beat Ons Jabeur, last year's finalist as well, 6-4, 6-4. Then, not the best weekend from a Springbok perspective, and Springbok prop Stephen Kitsoff put it well. He told the South African media yesterday that it, quote, felt like we were chasing ghosts for 20 minutes. That was after the 35-20 Rugby Championship mauling in Auckland in New Zealand over the weekend. So a brilliant start by the All Blacks saw them score 2 tries and 17 points in as many minutes against the era-strewn Rugby World Cup title holders in Auckland on Saturday. And with New Zealand holding now a 4-point lead going into a final round match against struggling Australia, the clash of the 2nd place Springboks and the Pumas is obviously set aside at that 2nd spot. Now we turn to football. Manchester United's defender Harry Maguire has now been stripped of the team captaincy by manager Erik ten Hag. Maguire was named captain by former coach Ole Gunnar Solskjaer 6 months after his arrival at United back in 2019, but made only 16 league appearances last season, with midfielder Bruno Fernandes wearing the captain's armband in his absence. United said that ten Hag will announce a new captain in due course after he has informed the players. Then on to golf, and Rory McIlroy birdied the last 2 holes in pretty blustery conditions yesterday to win by 1 stroke at the Scottish Open. His final round of 2 under par 66 marks his 4th straight round in the 60s at the final tune-up for next week's obviously big one, the Open Championship at the Royal Liverpool Golf Club in England. McIlroy capped an up-and-down round of 6 birdies and 4 bogeys, with birdies at the par 3 17th and then the par 4 18th. To finish at 15 under 265. Then Scotland's Robert McIntyre, he carded a 64 on Sunday to get 14 under, including a closing birdie that momentarily gave him the lead in some nervy moments for McIlroy, but in the end he pulled through. And that's where we leave our sport for this hour. Roads should be waking up at the start of a brand new week. Carl's going to get you to work safely.
I'll try my best to get you to work safely, but I only have one update for you, and that's from Durban and KZN. There is a stationary vehicle on the N2 southbound after the ramp from the N3 at EB Klute interchange. The left lane is closed, so please drive carefully. Another update for you with more updates, of course, in 1 hour in your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Let's take a look at the weather. Now let's start off with weather news. The provincial government has estimated that damage to Western Cape farms after recent flooding amounts to more than 1 billion rand. Among the estimated losses are jobs for many seasonal farm workers. The citrus sector was particularly badly hit, and many farmers fear they won't be able to export produce. The Provincial Agriculture Department now wishes to have the area declared a disaster to free up funding for repairs. The department says an updated assessment puts the cost of the damage at 1.053 billion rand, with the West Coast, Cape Winelands and Overberg the worst affected. Agriculture MEC Ivan Meyer said repairs would cost around 748 million rand for rivers, vineyards and orchards due to large volumes of sediment removed upstream and deposited downstream in rivers, on riverbanks, in vineyards and of course those orchards. These are the most expensive on the province's list of damages. Now, onto the temperatures. If you want to know what to wear today, let me give you some idea and start you off in Polokwane. As always, very chilly, 2 degrees Celsius this morning, but you will rise to 24 this afternoon. Bombela, 10 to 27 today, and Pretoria, you can expect just 8 this morning, 22 the high. Johannesburg, you wake up to 7, 21 degrees Celsius for you. Now, Mahikeng, of course, let's go to you, 3 to 25. Klerksdorp, 3 to 22. Kimberley, 24 degrees is your maximum from a minimum of 4 degrees Celsius. And then Bloemfontein, a very chilly, minus 2 degrees Celsius. 22 is your high. Richards Bay, you can expect 14 to 26. And Pietermaritzburg, you've got a lovely 8 on the cards, and you jump up to 27. So nice and warm for you. Durban, 15, rising to 25. Mthatha, you're nice and clear. 26 is the max from a low of 4. Let's go to Emonti, East London, 12 to 24 today. Cradock, 5 to 24. Gqeberha, you've got 6 to 19. And then George, 9 to 18 degrees, partly cloudy for you. Cape Town, the mother city, 12 to 18. Worcester, 23 is your high from a low of 8. Sutherland, a maximum of 18 degrees Celsius for you from a low of 5. And Uppington, you break the mold, as always, with a very warm 29-degree maximum from a low of 10 degrees Celsius. Those are the temperatures, so you know what to wear today. But let me just give you some positivity through pictures. I love this. Sunrise views from your area. And I'm going to start you in Austin, not Texas. That's the name of the person. This is out in Kimberley, snapping this outstanding moment, looking at those fluffy, bright clouds. A gorgeous picture as always. Then Ideal in Sunningdale, heading out to work, looking up to those bold, beautiful orange shades. And then Brandon in Stellenbosch, enjoying a lovely walk in the breeze and sharing this particular view that does look like the cover of a magazine. As always, you are just outdone yourself there. And last up, Ronnie in GQ, sending in this one. Now, I mean, honestly, that is not a picture. You AI'd this. That is not real. And if it is real, wow. Okay, let's try and beat each other at sunrise views pictures. How about beating that one from Ronnie? and just sending it to me very quickly. 063-408-8863, and the competition continues in 1 hour on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. That definitely was AI.
Love it. Thank you, Carl. That was super, super entertaining. Who knew that the sunrise views could be that entertaining? But sticking to entertainment, we have the lovely Zethu in studio. She is here to spill the tea on the entertainment news, and I heard that tea is piping hot. Stick around for that chat in just a bit. And then also, we're going to be meeting the brand new breakfast show host of Metro FM, DJ Savvy. We're going to chat to him in just a little bit. Stick around for that after the break.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Entertainment news on the Feel Good Breakfast Show. Entertainment news on the Feel Good Breakfast Show. Zethu is here. Sorry,
We're gonna get into it.
No, but there was a thing there. You can't drop a beat like that and expect me not to fill it with some lyrics.
That was good.
Right,
That was good. I had a moment as well.
Yes, I
That's
did.
Fantastic.
Thank you. So we got what? We got actors on strike at the moment. There's tea there. We've got celebs popping out babies, more tea. And of course, we've got some other juicy bits as well. This is why we brought in one of the most renowned pop culture and entertainment content creators. We've got Zethu here, okay? Spilling all the tea. Every bit of rooibos is going to be out here on the floor.
How's it, Zethu? Lucky to have you.
So good to be back.
Right. So, you know, we had a little segment earlier called When You Were Sleeping. And obviously...
What happened while you were sleeping?
While you were sleeping, when you were sleeping, while you were sleeping. So there's a lot going on that happens when we close our eyes and then we wake up and there's lots.
Yeah.
So let's start talking about this because there's been a lot going on with these actors on strike.
So on
What's the
Wednesday
latest?
night, we fell asleep and woke up.
Yes.
And the actors in Hollywood were officially on strike.
Yeah.
So you have the SAG-AFTRA, which is a union.
Yes.
And all of these actors, crew members, all went on strike. They want fair compensation, as anyone does. They want changes to percentages of residuals,
Yes.
which is what you would get once your show or your movie hits a streaming platform and the viewership kind of gives you that paycheck. And the crew members obviously want increased pay. And that's happening at the same time that earlier in the year we had the writers' strike, which halted the productions of so many of your favorite things, from your Stranger Things to your movies to your live TV. Live TV was impacted the most, especially the late night shows. And over 100 of them in America had to like almost stop immediately. So that first strike coupled with this strike means that Hollywood has officially stopped everything. So so there won't be any blockbusters for a really long time. The last time that a strike of this magnitude happened was in 1960, and that was when people were striking for things that weren't real issues yet, but they could see them in the future. That's the thing with these strikes. They're not only striking about issues about right now, but they're also predicting what could happen in the future. In the 1980s, we had another strike where it was the era of the coming of the DVD. So a lot of actors, crew members, writers weren't sure how residuals are going to work in the DVD market. Because now someone could buy a DVD and never rewatch that movie again. So what led to the strike is the foreseeing of the future of AI, that AI is one of the things that are being battled out in these negotiations, because the big Hollywood heads now are saying to some smaller actors, we'll give you a little bit of money to basically clone your image and use its likeness forever. So you might get $1,000, but then you appear in 100 movies over the next 20 years and get zero compensation. So it's a lot of cutting back on costs on their side as well. So they're also fighting, obviously, for better pay. I'm sure online on TikTok, you've seen so many actors come forward and say, the people who are millionaires in the acting world are actually very few. It's like your Meryl Streeps, your Brad Pitts, etc. But the everyday actor is actually working from paycheck to paycheck. So think of your biggest shows, from like Glee to Stranger Things, more. They're living paycheck to paycheck. And some people may earn $1,000 an episode, but you might be cast in a series where you appear in one episode, but one is in January and the last one is in December. So you're not earning anything in between. You're not earning a great percentage of residuals.
You got to protect that moneymaker. So, you know, in a sense, I think it's good, you know, looking at the future, where this is all going, because, and I also do hope that this opens some eyes, I think, on a global scale as well for people in the entertainment industry, because it is a tough gig out there. You see why we bring in Zetu, because she's just... She's just on fire like this.
But I'm glad you spent some time chatting about that, because that's very, very important. I think fairness is highly important.
For sure.
Just a touch of tea, if you don't mind, man.
A touch of tea.
Halle Bailey, man. And the boyfriend and the tweets. And I just wanted you to unpack that for us very quickly, if you don't mind.
You know what the problem is here?
What's the problem?
Boyfriends disrespecting the breadwinner. It happened 2 weeks ago with Keke Palmer and her boyfriend, and now we have DDG. Halle Bailey's boyfriend, who wrote a rap song and released it. And in this rap song, he's a bit offended that Halle Bailey, who plays the Little Mermaid in Disney's new movie, is holding hands with her co-star. And it also kisses her co-star on screen. It's like, have you never watched The Little Mermaid?
You guys not have these conversations before, you know, jumping into a situation like this, where you're going to be an actress and, you know, the potential is there.
Her entire role,
the job.
Besides the job, her entire role revolves around a character that needs to kiss a prince. To literally get her voice
Welcome
back.
to Disney. Hi. That makes no sense, honestly.
Absolutely.
You know, just also jealous. How are you jealous of a lobster, my brother? You don't get over yourself. Please, man. Just calm down. This is the problem, and you're right. The breadwinner, that sort of thing, and the natural equality that should exist in any sort of relationship. You know?
It's people showing their insecurities in a relationship. And the funny thing is that the verse in his rap song starts with him admitting he's got his insecurities. It's like, my guy, pack it up. Pack it up. You're embarrassing yourself.
Maybe admit it to her first and foremost, you know, and go, instead of putting it out there to the rest of the world.
The flip side of that is you can't be in a relationship and I'm about to release a song and you've got absolutely no idea about the contents of the song. So on the other side, did he go and consult with her? Like, oh, hi, baby, can I please use you for clout and clickbait? Because that's the other side that we don't think about. But at the same time, it doesn't make it right, because there's name-calling, there's disrespect.
Sure. Thank you, Zetu. Thank you. That's a lot to digest.
It is indeed. We go from under the sea to onto the air now with Graham and Metro FM.
Yep, just got to have a tougher shell, man. Just got to have a tougher shell. And I love these opportunities because this is massive, not just for this particular radio DJ, but for the fans that love him. With over a decade in the radio industry, having worked for stations like 94.5, KFM, 94.7, YFM, BBC Sounds, and BBC One Extra, this man has paid his dues. I'm talking about Sabelo Mchali, a.k.a. DJ Sabby, is the new radio host of the Metro FM Breakfast Show. This is the gig you want, and we connect with him live from Johannesburg to find out about this incredible new role and what life looks like. DJ Sabby, we're going to be multi-connecting now on TV and on radio, and we love it. Congratulations. Millions of South Africans obviously tuning in for your show. You become such an integral part of their lives. But buddy, I've got to ask, first of all, good morning, and where did this journey all begin for you, bro?
Top of the morning to you, bro. Still looking good, man. The journey started, it was like, what, almost 14 years ago. Sure. That's when the journey started for me with radio. And throughout the years, I've just been working super, super hard. And now I'm here at the Mighty Metro. So it's truly a dream come true.
It's an incredible platform, but there is a huge amount of expectation as well. As the host now of, I'm going to say, one of the biggest, if not the biggest, radio breakfast show in South Africa, tell us a bit about the new show, the makeup, the DNA, and what makes it unique compared to, because you've got to follow in the footsteps of some greats, my friends. What is going to make your slot stand out, bruh?
Firstly, I'm the best thing ever. Secondly, I work with an amazing team. Look at Owen right here. Owen is a seasoned sportscaster, has been doing this for a very, very long time. I trust him. I got an amazing producer. Look at him right here, taking behind-the-scenes stuff. Pan to him so people can see him back at home. That is Fencer Light. I got Z on digital, so you get to see us while you listen to us. I got Zanzibar right here, who's got a face for TV, who kills the bulletins. So I think the fact that as a collective, as a team, we're so excited about a brand new day. We're so excited about coming through every single morning and just offering a layer of positivity, but not taking away from the reality and what is happening in and across the world. But we always try and find a way to make you laugh, because we truly believe that a smile looks good on your face. And that's why we're here. And not forgetting the music. No one can compete when it comes to the playlist.
I'm glad you dropped that in there, because we do need a beat to start our day, and that's a massive responsibility. And I think with you at the helm of this team, you drive that kind of positive energy. So thank you so much for being that. And although we've been pushing you out of your comfort zone a little bit and into the evenings, and this evening, of course, you're one of the guests on the Insider SA, and our viewers are going to see a little bit more of what your life looks like. Some fast cars, a little bit of craziness, which we are here for that. Can you share a bit of your experience and tease us just a little bit about what the viewers can expect on the Insider tonight?
Listen, I think because me and you guys, we're very close. You guys managed to convince me to welcome you to my house. So if you watch the Insider SA, you'll get a chance to see home, my sacred space. You get a chance to probably see my family and my love for cars, man. I'm a big fan of sports cars. People always see me and say, Sab, you're a big guy to be driving two-door cars and fast cars. I'm like, that's what keeps me at the edge. Generally love fast cars. So you'll be able to see that. I dress like I'm on TV every single morning. Oza was always saying, like, we just on radio, bro. Can you just relax, you know? And my love for fashion, so we'll be able to unpack that and just so much more. And it was so cool, man, shooting with you guys. So I can't wait for people to check it out tonight at 6 p.m.
Yeah, thanks so much for giving us that level of access, because we get to know you guys on radio so well, but that's with you coming into our space. So it's so nice to be able to go into yours. That being said, you get to take the nation into your space. How are you going to wake South Africans up and give us that kickstart? Make sure that we start on the right note. What's the secret?
I think the secret is making you want to look forward to a brand new day. Yeah. And sometimes the start of your new day relies on something to look forward to. And if we are that first choice for you every single morning, then from there on, you're able to take on what the day brings for you. By the time you get to the office, you're feeling a little bit better and a little bit ease. You know stuff you didn't know the previous day. You are able to have, starting points to conversations. You are able to interact to the world with knowing very well what's happening, but at the very same time, you're feeling a little bit lighter. And that's why we're here, to just take off the load, get you ready for a brand new day. Forget a little bit that you're stuck, in traffic. We got Rugby who also makes sure that he hooks you up with all the back routes and which routes to avoid. So I think as a collective, our role is to offer you a buffet of options when it comes to content, and that's what we do. And not forgetting the music. Music is just as important as your breakfast, and we always pick the finest just for you.
Yeah, completely. You give the fans what they need first thing in the day. So that being said, I know how much you value this relationship you have with the people who choose, because they have a choice and they choose to start their day with you. For the fans that have been following you throughout your career, buddy, what do you want to say to them? Those that have embraced you in this new breakfast slot, what do you have to say to the fans?
Thank you very much for allowing me into your space. I always say radio is very personal. It takes a lot for someone to invite you into their territory, into their space, and you got to respect that. And for people to allow me to grow with them and for them to trust us with what they're going through, because it takes a lot for someone to share their bank statements with you. Yeah. But we've seen bank statements on the radio. We've seen some of the craziest things that only people who are very close to you will have access to that. And I think it takes a lot and a long way to build that. And I think in 4 months, we've been able to build an amazing relationship. So I can never thank you enough as the listener and the person watching at home, because for us, you are one of our big bosses, and we need to ensure that every single time we come here, we deliver what we promised you best mornings, and we're not going to stop anytime soon. So 6 to 9, your day starts here. Anything else is just filling airtime.
Yeah, man, it's just a cherry on the top, buddy. You are so authentic. I don't think you could do this differently. Thank you for being such a consummate pro. On top of all of that, we love you, guy. All the best for this brave new passage in your own career. Enjoy every second, my brother.
Thank you very much, G. And shout out to you, man. Like, you're an inspiration. You've been on TV, I don't know for how long, man. So keep going. We truly appreciate your contribution also, bro.
Oh, thank you so much, DJ Sabin, giving us unrestricted access to his life. He, of course, is the new breakfast show host on Metro FM, but you can catch him tonight on The Insider right here on S3 at 6 p.m. tonight. Go and see how his life looks when he's outside of that amazing studio and, of course, serving you the most every morning on Metro FM.
The sensational on The Insider SA this Monday evening at 6 as Pearl Moriarty rocks the new range by designer Otsile Sefolo.
For the first time ever, I'm wearing his ready-to-wear collection. It's loungewear inspired.
As they romance Reunion Island, Dr. Fezem Kize shares how Dr. Aneso Mbijo became the wind beneath his wings.
I'm very excited. I think both of us are. We've never done this before, so it's going to be a milestone.
I'm feeling a little bit nervous, but the view up here is incredible.
DJ Sabby puts the versatile back in style.
I call this the Urban Zulu fit. Bam! This is one of my favorite fits. In the words of Jay-Z, it's not pink, it's mauve.
And meet social media comedy sensation Katunka Di Kat.
Hi guys, it's me, Katunka. I'm sitting here with my husband. So catch us on The Insider on Monday at 6 p.m. on S3 and repeat at 1 on Saturday.
It's going to be an exciting episode for sure. Tune in 6 o'clock for The Insider SA right here on S3. We're going to take a very quick break. When we come back, there's a new trend called It's So Cold. So we're going to dive right into that after the break. Stick around for that. We'll find out more exactly what that's all about. And then also an epic performance, and we'll get to know our singer for the morning, Ryan V, is in the house. They are sounding incredible. That performance heading your way as well after the break. See you soon.
Making an iced cappuccino with thick creamy froth is now impressively easy. Jacobs.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Indeed, it is your Feel Good Breakfast Show right here on S3. Good morning and welcome to you if you just tuned in. Okay, so as your Feel Good family, we love bringing you all of the fun right here to your TV screens. But that's not where it ends, because we come to you on your mini screens too. Sure. So right in the palm of your hand via Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and even Threads. That's where we are.
Oh, yep. So we're going to dabble. So what's more, if you're on the go, you can catch us live on YouTube and SABC Plus, and we'll be doing a lot of sneaky little only for YouTube and Facebook performances after the show. So it's worth watching that. But right now, let's focus on a trend that is understandable because it is cold. Lately, the freezing temperatures have us all going, it's so cold. ... So our own social media team, ever ready and on the pulse of what's happening, jumped on this trend and created this little creation. Take a look.
It's so cold. I put a blanket on my bumpy.
Oh, it's so cold. My iced tea is hot. Still too hot.
It's so cold, I'm investing in a hot water bottle suit.
Wow.
I think it'll look good.
It's so cold. I can barely see through my eyes.
But it's unfair asking Carl that, because anything he says, serious, sounds like a joke. It doesn't matter. Yeah, exactly. Okay, even that sounded like a joke. It wasn't even a joke, but because I said Carl, it was funny. You see?
So there we have it. It's so cold. But because we're a community, you, our loyal viewers, weighed in on this and also joined in on all of the fun. And you know what? It gave us really a lach, a proper lach, that we had to share some of them with the rest of Mzansi. Take a quick look here. Let's see. One of our comments here from Chantal Myburg said, "It's so cold, my cat just gave birth to mittens."
Oh, Chantal, for the win. Let's hear from Karen Governor, who said, "It's so cold, my hot chocolates turned into a chocolate popsicle."
Okay.
Okay. She's laughing a lot at her own joke, which is for you. That's the key to a good dad joke, is you've got to laugh first yourself.
Yeah, let's see. We have Gary Oakamp up next, who came through. I'm so cold, I get brain freeze when I brush my teeth.
Ibrahim
nice, Gary.
It's so cold, even the police are freezing. Freeze. I'm already freezing.
See what you did there.
Been waiting his whole life to tell that joke.
It was brewing on that one. Anadi Buerta says, "It's so cold, when I opened my closet, my jersey was wearing my jacket."
Oh, brilliant. Cordell Adams Hammond. It's so cold, my phone is even freezing.
Oh, I can get that. Deborah Barucci says, "It's so cold, my jersey needs a jersey." There we go.
Yeah, we've dad joked that one before. I love it, man. Well, clearly we are finding the lighter side of being freezing cold. And this is your show. So remember, it is always open for you to connect with us via our social media platforms. So use that. @Expresso Show is our handle. That's Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads. Expresso Morning Show, SABC3 on Facebook, and @Expresso SABC on YouTube, and use that hashtag Expresso Show. And please tag us, man.
Yeah, absolutely. In your video, show us how you enjoy the show and beating the cold. And if your cat did give birth to mittens, please let us know as well. We'd love to see that.
You know, it's so cold that Ryan V became Vanilla Ice. Sorry, man. You're changing the songs now. But I'll introduce you to this lovely gentleman in the next couple of seconds. I just need a good intro, so here it comes. All right, we got a performer, a South African pop rock singer, Ryan V, a.k.a. Vanilla Ice. You might know him as the lead singer of the SA band, The Waiting Room. And they opened and toured with so many notable SA bands, Prime Circle, Parlotones, Just Ginger. Since the band split in 2008, he's kept himself busy with many, many creative things and musical endeavors. And his first solo EP is set for release in August, and we're excited about that. We have to bring him onto your Feel Good Breakfast Show. So, hello, Ryan V.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, I'm excited about this. Also, thanks for sitting down. This may have been an awkward interview, but this is good that you're here. I know that your background of music, it's quite dynamic. apparently you're part of some songwriting academy in the UK. How was that?
Yeah, that was amazing. You know, we had the opportunity to get mentored by some of the great songwriters in the world, you know, people that have worked with David Bowie and Celine Dion and U2. Yeah, so it was pretty awesome.
That is brilliant. So in terms of you and that effect on your, you know, you being a South African but going over there, how did the two cultures sort of clash in the best way creatively?
Well, it actually happened over Zoom. So the classes were over Zoom, so I didn't have to go over, although I would have liked to. But it was a 12-month course, and yeah, so every Sunday night we would have our class. And then our mentors we would chat to once a month, and they would listen to our songs and give us some feedback and say, tweak this, tweak that, or it's sounding good. Yeah,
So we're about to listen to a track now. Influences from your side, you know, if you name a few of the, maybe local and international, what are your influences?
Yeah, I love rock music, pop rock. So very much 90s, Collective Soul, Matchbox 20, Goo Goo Dolls, and then locally, love Prime Circle. We toured with them when our band was together, and just a great bunch of guys, you know, as well.
Great. Well, it's not only you, Ryan V, but there's a gentleman alongside you. I want you to introduce your bandmate, though, just so we got the vibe here. Your bandmate?
This is Philip Milan, the best session guitarist in the country.
See, I must always, I got love for the band. So Philip Milan is here, but this is Ryan V with a song that it's quite powerful. It's going to get you in the feels. So New York City in a day on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Ryan V.
Walking on the scene of a movie, crazy cultures and accents, sailing past the tallest lady I've ever seen. They don't seem to notice that maybe I'm a stranger here and I'll be fine. New York City in a day and a night, but tomorrow I'll be going. New York City in a day and a night, but tomorrow I'll be going. Black and white, yeah, colorful. Sound of sirens at 2 a.m. World is strange yet wonderful. Is this for real or am I dreaming? Maybe I'm a stranger here and I'll awake till New York City in a day and a night, but tomorrow I'll be going. New York City in a day and a night, but tomorrow I'll be going. This is the land of the free. Oh, I say, can you see all this life inside of me? New York City in a day and a night, but tomorrow I'll be going. New York City in a day and a night, but tomorrow I'll be going. Yeah, I'll be going. I'll be going. New York City.
Thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you. That's Ryan V, alongside Philip Milan, of course. And there's more beats to come for you on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Plus, coming up, we're all about the sauces, okay? A cheese sauce, a peppercorn sauce, those are recipes, and a sauce of inspiration for matric prelims coming up with our educational psychologist. So make sure you stick right there. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso, and you're on S3. And the thing is, this week, all right, back to school. Many students are back to school. But there also are matric prelims, and they are approaching fast. Some learners might be seeking guidance on how to effectively prepare and perform at their best. And thankfully, we've got educational psychologist Albert Keat, who I said, Graham, is the first aid kit of any matric going into prelims today. So let's help out with the Band-Aid that is this fantastic channel.
Don't kid yourself, okay? We've got the answer right here. Thank you so much for sticking around, because there are some nervous parents, I would imagine, but some really nervous learners. Going into it's like, we're on holiday, bam, prelims, the rest of your life is going to be decided by this paper. Not so much, but it is actually quite an important one. So how do we dive right in there? How do we galvanize young minds, whether it's on our own steam or parents getting us involved? How do we do that?
The first thing to remember for the learners is that being anxious is fine. Being
normal,
anxious,
in fact.
It's normal. All of us are anxious, and it means you're growing. It means you're learning. You have to grow out of your comfort zone.
For sure.
Inside your comfort zone, you're just protecting yourself, getting a bit out there. And through that process, that's creating that bit of anxiety. And use that anxiety, use the excitement, bit of the energy that it gives you. Try and turn it into a positive, Use the positive stress.
If you're not uncomfortable, you're not growing.
Exactly. Exactly. The next thing is, you've gotten here. You're in matric. You have the abilities. You have the skills. You have the knowledge to do the last two exams. That's the big thing to remember. You wouldn't have been here if you don't have the
They wouldn't have let you through, man.
Yeah, exactly. The next thing is to approach the prelims as exactly what it is. It's prelims. It's not the big thing. It's not the main exit one. Obviously, do your studying. I mean, go through your work and do your studying, but use it as a learning experience for yourself about where are you struggling? With what are you struggling? With what are you spending too much time on? With what are you spending too little time on? Use it as an experience, as a practice run towards the final exam. You would like to kind of use it as a type of, a dress rehearsal kind of, but don't put too much pressure on it. Maybe the results aren't what you want it to be, and that's just going to create more anxiety, or even the results are so good that it's going to create a bit of
Complacency.
Complacency,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Can I just apologize for putting my mom through my prelims? Because mine was the other one, where it became very much the, wow, okay, wake up call, let's get, but it did what it needed to do. But I'm so glad you said that, because it's an opportunity to go through the motions so you know what to expect in your finals. And that's important.
It's a practice run, of course. But now let's talk about some of the psychological behaviors of any student going into any sort of exams, because naturally there is, I would call social escapism, when the stress is so high that you want to escape to a game or to see a friend.
It was doom for me.
You know, and that's the thing. So I'd just like to know, in terms of managing a schedule that could actually mitigate some of the anxiety related to getting into an exam situation, maybe minimizing the escapism, let's talk about actually having an effective study schedule. Are there any hacks, tips and tricks that you can offer any students?
Rest effectively.
Okay.
Wow.
Rest effectively.
Sure.
That's not the first thing that people usually want to hear, or parents want to hear at least, but rest effectively. Make sure that you are getting in enough sleep. Make sure you're getting enough healthy foods. Make sure that you're relaxing when you are relaxing.
Okay.
You know, for someone to, if you're taking a break, put away your books, go to a different location, get out of the room or the place where you study if you can. I know it's not possible for everyone.
Possibly get off a tablet or a small screen and give yourself something big to look at. Yeah.
Preferably don't study on that if you can. You know, I know a lot of the technology is going that way and things like that, because that creates the opportunity to just pop over to something else. You know, YouTube's just there.
Escape.
And all of the
There it is.
escapism,
Right?
you know? Yeah, so a lot of the escapism also comes from anxiety. So that's why I said rest effectively. So when you're resting effectively and managing your anxiety, use your support structures, use your family, use your friends, really like chat to them about what's bothering you or just anything else, you know? And get away from the work. Get away from it.
Unplug. When you're going to unplug. But then when you're plugging back in, do it. Dial in. And this speaks to, I suppose, two phases here. And I'm speaking to all of you who are just smashing your learning and have got that down, are prepared to get the most out of this process. How do I focus my attention when I'm learning to focus on the stuff that I really need to and not just this mass of kind of box-ticking knowledge? Because that kind of speaks to answering a bit more concisely and being a bit more focused and giving the invigilators what they are asking for. I think my big problem is I just vomit all the knowledge on the page, and the poor person, like my history paper, would have been all history. Okay, so how do we become focused?
That's a difficult one. For a lot of kids or for a lot of learners, it's a process that should have started from a young age. You know, we want them from grade 4-ish. You want the parents to be still involved in teaching them how to isolate important work.
Critical thinking.
Critical thinking, you know, from grade 9, we want them to be independent and study on their own. But it's very important for learners to check in with their teachers, check in what it is that they want, you know, what are the answers that they need.
Past papers, got a wealth of it.
Exactly, I just wanted to mention that there's a lot of websites with the government websites with the past papers on. Go on them, go check how they ask the questions. Don't rely too much on the past papers to kind of spot study.
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
It's not a successful way of learning. But try and get a way of recognizing how they ask the questions and where they focus the content.
Well, there we go. Albert Kit, the first aid kit of Matrix. That is what you need to know. Plan well, rest well, do well. Good luck.
Thank you so much, guys. Yep, and all the best to our matrics as well, going back to school, heading up for those prelims. Right now, though, listen, a little bit earlier on, we had such a beautiful segment where you gave us a good laugh with your "it's so cold" analogies. But listen, it is really, really cold, but it's going to heat you from the inside right now. And there's nothing quite as comforting and as a warm, a creamy sauce on a cold winter's day. Now, we're going to be teaming up with Golden Cloud, and they are here to add a touch of magic to your winter favorites. And we are going to be creating the perfect cheese and peppercorn sauce. And I love that. I love that. The perfect accompaniment to your dinner favorites after a long day back at school. We have Chef Bass in the house with us. How are you, my friend?
Good, and you?
Lovely, lovely. Look, I am here for a good pepper sauce.
Oh, it's my favorite as well. Over a nice steak, mixed through a pasta, and it's so easy to make. So we're going to put you to the work, right?
Okay, are you going to put me to the work?
Yes, yes. So you're going to chop up that shallot for me, which is going to be used later for
all of it?
Yes.
Okay.
For our pepper sauce, you can just do the one big one there for me.
Okay.
So I'm going to start on our cheese sauce, right? So the basis of any sauce is called a roux, right?
Yeah.
Or a white sauce, right? So what you're going to do is some butter. So we've got about 2 tablespoons of butter here.
Okay.
And to that, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of flour. So basically, it's a 1-to-1 ratio.
And 1-to-1 ratio.
Yes. So what you want to do is you melt your butter nicely. This pan's a little bit hot, so it went a bit further.
Yeah.
But what is also good is like, if you do cook your butter and it goes just a little bit brown, right? It's called burn rosette, which is basically like adds a nutty flavor to your butter. So it adds a nice flavor to the sauce as well.
Okay.
So basically, there's our roux in there. You cook that just for a little bit, just to cook the starches through.
Got it.
Then we're going to add some milk to that. And you want to add it slowly because obviously you don't want lumps in your sauce. This pan is just a little bit hot. But we're going to do the... Ooh, messy.
Come, you're doing well, you're doing well. That's it.
And then we're going to do that. And that cooks.
All right, let's tilt that a little bit to camera over there so we can see. So pretty much that's what we are looking at. Beautiful.
And then you and
so
obviously...
this will now start thickening up.
It's going to thicken up. And while that cooks, but now you might have added a little bit too much flour to your recipe. Very simple fix. Just add more milk or water.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So while
you
that
want to
cooks,
get that consistency just right, not too watery, not too thick, and you can play around with that.
Cool. Are you good on your onions?
I'm good. How does this look? Because I mean, there's still
I actually needed it diced, but I didn't like instruct
I can dice
you
it as
properly.
well. I can dice it as well. Like, you know, I can make a plan.
Love that. Love
You see
that.
what I'm saying?
Oh.
Watch, I'm going to do this for you,
Pan
my
is a
friend.
little bit hot. So to that, we're going to add butter again. We're going to start off with butter. And this time, we're going to add some flavorings, right? Ooh.
Yeah.
Butter's burning a little bit. We've got some garlic, so we're going to add the garlic in there. And then we've got 2 sprigs of thyme. Then I need your onions.
Can we just quickly take a moment and appreciate how dicey this is?
Beautiful.
All right, there we go. So while you pop that
our
in there...
butter went a little bit far, but that's just because our pan was very, very hot. But just for a demonstration purposes, so we're going to pop that in there. I'm going to pass that back
100%.
to you.
You carry on there. Of course, so we are working with Golden Cloud this morning, and their cake flour is trusted to be literally the #1 flour brand in South Africa, giving you the softest and fluffiest bakes. But not only that, like you're seeing this morning, the creamiest sauces for your favorite meals. Whether you're craving a classic mac and cheese or looking to elevate your veggies, this cheese sauce is definitely the perfect accompaniment to satisfy your winter cravings. And of course, the peppercorn sauce is incredibly versatile, like Bass said as well, over steaks, pasta, great for drizzling over, like we said, pan-seared steak, chicken, or even that pasta that we have a finished product here, which is absolutely amazing.
So all we're doing on this side, just to finish off our pepper sauce very quickly, so I've added a tablespoon of flour. Do you want to pass that cream here for me, please?
All right.
And then you're going to pour that all in there.
All of it?
Yeah. And then that's going to thicken. So you're going to cook this down and it thickens. And then to end it off, we're going to pop in all of that pepper over there.
Oh, yes.
And just let that cook off.
So here we have lovely pepper.
Peppercorns.
All of it?
Yeah,
You
all
sure?
of it in. All of it in.
Okay.
You want that pepper flavor. And also, if you can make the basis of these 2 sauces, you can basically make any sauce. You can add mushrooms into it. You can add anything and make it...
This is just to get the base right. Okay.
And then just to finish our cheese sauce, it's thickened now nicely.
Oh, look
and then
at
we're
that.
going to pop in all of that cheese over there.
Perfect.
Stir that through.
Oh, cool. So while Bass is just fishing off that and the cheese is melting beautifully, remember you can get this recipe. Listen, if it's cold out there, and this week we are going to be seeing some cold temperatures, this is definitely one sauce you want to make at home. The recipe is on our website, expressoshow.com. Go check it out for all the list of ingredients as well, and also how to go about it. And listen, don't forget, Golden Cloud is giving you the chance to win big by sharing your winter warmers with us, and here's how you do it.
Baking is love made edible.
You can bake your way to a weekly cash prize of 5,000 Rand with Golden Cloud over the next 4 weeks.
Post a pic and recipe with your winter indulgence that you made with Golden Cloud and send it to our Expresso WhatsApp line or social media pages using that hashtag Golden Cloud Winter Treats.
Plus, you stand a chance of winning the grand prize of a KitchenAid stand mixer if you post a pic of you and your family baking with Golden Cloud on our WhatsApp line or any of our social media pages using that all-important hashtag Golden Cloud Winter Treats.
Don't forget to enter both separately from 12 July to 9 August, and T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com.
Oh, we're going to get into a little My Money Matters in just a moment while the gents wrap up our dish. It is a tax return season. Do we spend? Do we save? How do we tackle that? And then, of course, it was recently his birthday, and we're going to head out with one of our favorites, Ryle, as he goes on a little birthday road trip to an exquisite piece of nature, because he is Natureberg. We're going to explore Kogelberg, find out what it had in store for him on his very special birthday.
Bespoke.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to it. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso right here on S3, and it's been a wonderful Monday morning thus far, filled with information and laughs. It's been awesome. Right now, though, we're adding money to the mix as well. And of course, with the tax season finally open, most people would say, well, not finally. Can we just avoid it for a second? But it's here. And for some of us, we might be receiving a little bit of money back from the tax man. But the question is, what will you choose to do with it? Now, time to find out in another round of Would You Rather? All right, gentlemen.
Okay.
So here's the question. You received your tax refund.
Yes.
Okay. Great. It's a nice little amount, nice little decent amount, makes you smile, all happy. Would you rather pay it all into your debt or treat yourself?
It's already gone, bro. I don't even know what money you're talking about.
Oh, really?
It's gone already.
Yeah?
That car you saw outside this morning, that was that. No, for me, unfortunately, it's a balancing the equation. If you've got debt, you're paying ridiculous interest rates on it, get rid of it. Simple as that for me. Yeah. Get rid of the debt, man.
I have to say the same thing. Unplug it straight into debt. If you got a bond, you put it straight into your bond. You minimize those payments every single month. And I think that once you get down to a certain level, then you can start splitting your tax return into leisure and paying off. But I think for now, try and minimize your debt as soon as possible.
Pay your dues, man.
And
Pay
look,
your
if
dues.
you're in the position where your debts are managed and you do receive something back, then go treat yourself.
Holiday.
See, Graham's excited here, but it is important. I would do the exact same thing. Because, I mean, you want to be a healthy debtor.
Yeah,
You
man.
know what I'm saying? Because that way, you want to be you would be in good debt.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. So think carefully about this, but we did ask you online as well what you would do. So let's see what everyone is thinking. Something, put it into my debts. Yes. Nonkolo says, I'll pay it all into my debt and save the rest because I'm pregnant. Okay. Looks like we have very responsible viewers out there. Chantel says, pay it all into my debt to free myself from the debt and start living a debt-free life.
Well done.
Yeah.
I think everyone has really been picking up on what we've been putting down over the last few weeks. Rafeel was saying, for me, debts drain your energy. So once they're all paid off, some peace of mind.
Yeah.
I love that. She did take it to that emotional place, but that's the nature of debt. It does weigh on you.
Absolutely, especially if you're having difficulty managing your debt. Now, of course, while treating yourself now might be nice, paying off your debt and starting to save for the future is probably nicer. Yeah, so you have something to look forward to as well. So when you can, we encourage you to save. And Nedbank have a variety of saving and investment accounts with rather attractive interest rates as well that will make you want to save and just want to sit back and watch your money grow, for free, which is great. So check out all of these accounts. You can visit Nedbank's website, nedbank.co.za.
90% of South Africans can't afford to retire. Start saving in a Nedbank 32-day notice account. Choose a rate of up to 8.8% and stand a chance to win 50,000 Rand with greenbacks every month. Join the bank that's best for your savings goals.
Let's take a look at your news for the last time this morning on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Starting nationally, the SA Police Service has introduced a new tool to enhance law enforcement efforts. The first batch of drones has been deployed to improve police visibility and aid in tracking and tracing of wanted suspects. The drones were unveiled during Operation Shaniela in Soweto during the weekend. A SAP spokesperson, Brigadier Atlenda Mate, said since the operation's launch in May, 55,675 suspects had been apprehended for a range of offences, including murder, rape, and illegal firearm possession. Now, the Minister of Tourism, Patricia de Lille, is concerned about the declining number of tourists visiting the Kruger National Park. Tourists visiting the park are reported to have dropped by 21% since 2019. And de Lille was on an oversight visit to various sites within the park to inspect investment projects. Now, crime has been cited as one of the contributory factors to the declining numbers. She said millions had been set aside to train tourism safety monitors. Let's head on over to international news. In a strong warning to the opposition, Kenya's President William Ruto has said, and I quote, protests will no longer take place in our nation. The one they have planned for Wednesday will not be possible. This is 2 days after at least 10 people died during clashes between protesters and security forces. Opposition leader Raila Odinga has launched a series of demonstrations against tax rises, including the doubling of the tax on fuel that was signed into law last month. He said this week would see 3 more days of protests. Now, staying on the international front, President Vladimir Putin has stated that Russia has a stockpile of cluster bombs and will use them if such munitions are deployed against Russian forces in Ukraine. Ukraine has received cluster bombs from the US to compensate for shell shortages during its counteroffensive. Cluster munitions are banned in over 100 countries due to their indiscriminate nature and long-lasting danger. Russia and Ukraine have in the past not signed the Convention on Cluster Munitions. And snake hunters have caught the longest Burmese python ever documented in Florida in the US, measuring an eye-popping 6 meters. The supersized slitherer was discovered in the Big Cypress National Preserve, some 65 kilometers west of Miami, said the Conservancy of Southwest Florida. The record-breaking female python weighed 56.7 kilograms and bested the previous of the longest Burmese python, which measured 5.72 meters, also found in Florida. Jake Wellery, 22 years old, found the snake and said he knew it had to be measured and weighed for the sake of science. That's it for your news on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Of course, more updates every single morning for you, but let's take a look at the sporting action. And of course, G has all the details.
Thank you so much, Carl. The new kid on the block has done it. Carlos Alcaraz, he's won the Wimbledon men's singles title for the first time, of course, in so doing, ending Novak Djokovic's recent dominance with a stunning victory yesterday. The 20-year-old fought back from a pretty nervy start to win 1-6, 7-6, 6-1, 3-6 and 6-4 against the defending champion, perennial champion. Djokovic was going for a 5th straight win, an 8th men's triumph and a 24th major, all record equaling feats when it comes to grass. But the 36-year-old Serb was outlasted by the top seed Alcaraz, who underlined his class by winning his 2nd major title, and I would imagine many more to come. Then the women's final was won by an unseeded player, Marketa Vondrousova, after she beat Onsiber 6-4, 6-4. In fact, the first person in the Open era unseeded player to take the women's title. Then, of course, not the most positive sentiment around our rugby this weekend. Let's start with the reaction from Springbok prop Stephen Kitsoff. He told the South African media yesterday that it, quote, felt like we were chasing ghosts for 20 minutes. That was after a 35-20 rugby championship mauling at the hands of New Zealand. Brilliant start by the All Blacks saw them score 2 tries and 17 points in as many minutes against an error-strewn Rugby World Cup title holding South Africa in Auckland on Saturday, with New Zealand now holding a 4-point lead going into a final round match against struggling Australia. The clash of the 2nd place Springboks and the Pumas is obviously going to decide that 2nd spot. Now we turn to football. Not the best news for Manchester United's defender Harry Maguire. He's been stripped of his team captaincy. That, of course, by manager Eric Ten Hag. So Maguire was named captain by the former coach Ole Gunnar Solskjaer 6 months after his arrival at United in 2019, but made only 16 league appearances last season, with midfielder Bruno Fernandes wearing the armband in his absence. United said that Ten Hag will announce a new captain in due course after he has informed the players himself. Then finally, we turn to golf, and Rory McIlroy birdied the last 2 holes in blustery conditions yesterday to win by 1 stroke at the Scottish Open. So his final round of 2 under par 66 now marked his 4th straight round in the 60s at the final tune-up for next weekend's big one, the Open Championship, playing out at the Royal Liverpool Golf Club in England. McIlroy capped an up-and-down round of 6 birdies and 4 bogeys, with birdies on the par 3, 17th, and par 4, 18th, to finish at 15 under 265. Then Scotland's Robert McIntyre, he carded a 64 on Sunday to get 14 under, including a closing birdie that momentarily gave him some hope and that lead. But McIlroy closing out as he did. And that's where we leave our sport for this morning. I promise you I will get over the rugby, but maybe only tomorrow. Let's now get you over the morning traffic. Ewan's got the latest.
Thank you so much, Graham. Let's quickly take a look at what's happening out on the roads. In Midrand in Johannesburg, there is congestion on the N1 southbound, and that is between Olifantsfontein Road and Old Joburg Road, and you can expect delays in the area there. Then in Durban, KZN, there's a stationary vehicle on the N2, and that's southbound after the ramp from the N3 at EB Klute interchange. 2 lanes are now closed, so please drive carefully if you're in that area or heading out that way. Also in Goodwood in Cape Town, there's congestion on the M5, and that is in a northbound direction at the N2 inbound ramp, and you can also expect delays there. So there we have it. Now you can plan your routes accordingly as you leave home this morning. Please be safe on the roads. Right now, here's a quick last look at your weather. Now, before we get into your temperatures, the SA Weather Service says an intense cold front is expected to reach the western parts of the Western Cape later tomorrow, moving into the Eastern Cape on Wednesday and extending into the central interior, reaching KwaZulu-Natal on Thursday. Now, this only a few days after residents and animals are still trying to process matters after experiencing similar severe batches of icy weather. However, the public is advised that very cold conditions will set in over the interior of the Cape provinces on Wednesday, with possible snowfalls on the high ground spreading towards KwaZulu-Natal and also the Drakensberg by Thursday. A yellow level 1 warning was also issued for waves, leading to difficulty in navigation at sea for small vessels between Cape Columbine and Plettenberg Bay from tomorrow afternoon through until Wednesday. So make sure you get those warm jackets and warm bottles ready. Let's get into your temperatures right now, starting off with Polokwane. That's on a nice and icy 2 degrees minimum, but warming up to a mild maximum of 24 degrees. Mbombela 10, 27. Pretoria on 8 and a high of 22. And Johannesburg starting off on 7 degrees minimum this morning, reaching a high of 21 degrees. Then over to Maikeng, that starts on a minimum of 3 degrees, reaching a warmer 25 later on today. Klerksdorp also on 3 degrees, nice and cold, warming up to 22 is your maximum. Kimberley 4 and a high of 24 degrees. Bloemfontein this morning, starting off on 2 degrees minimum and then reaching a maximum of 22 degrees. Richards Bay this morning 14 and a nice and warm 26. Pietermaritzburg starting off cold on 8 degrees but warming up to a nice and hot 27 degrees. Durban this morning on 15 with a maximum of 25 later on today. Mthatha starting off on 4 degrees, your maximum 24. East London this morning 12 and a high of 24 later. Cradock on 5 minimum, reaching a maximum of 24 degrees. Gqeberha is on 9 minimum this morning, reaching a maximum of 20 degrees. And George starting off on 9 degrees as well, reaching a high of 18 degrees. Then over to Cape Town, minimum of 12 this morning and a maximum of 18, still staying nice and cool. Worcester on 8 degrees minimum, warming up to a maximum of 23 degrees. Sutherland 5 and a high of 18, and Uppington on 10 minimum with a hot maximum of 29 degrees. Now that's a wrap of your temperatures, but before we do anything else, let's quickly take one last look at some of the epic pictures that you've sent in to us. And we want to say good morning from afar for Ridwan in Dubai. Yep, all the way from Dubai, showing off what it looks like there abroad. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. With look at that Dubai skyline. Burj Khalifa in the background there. Looks stunning. Thank you, Ridwan. Appreciate that. Blake, we want to say good morning to Blake. He's all the way out in Sharpkarl. Snap this bold pink sky. Look at that. Absolutely, as he's making way to the shops. Wow, that is beautiful tones. Thank you very much. Maralise, hello Maralise in the Northern Cape, enjoying literally picture-perfect views from cloud formations to pink hues. I mean, look at that. Absolutely exquisite. And then, again, good morning to Prakash in Durbs. Look at that. Of course, he's on the beach. Prakash, snapping moments to remember for sure. Absolutely, look at this one. Breathtaking. Look at that, the inner photographer coming out as well. Thank you very, very much for sharing your views with us. Absolutely love seeing it, and we can't wait to see more. So go ahead, snap those pictures and then share them with us on our WhatsApp line 063 408 8863.
Now, coming up in your Feel Good Breakfast show, we do need to make sure that we sit down and chat about alone time and how we use it. So you're going to get some tea spilled with regard to all of us and how we spend alone time. And then also, Raul de Mone's birthday. I mean, that man celebrated and he went to a nature reserve and guaranteed he took his top off at least 3 times during what you'll see on your Feel Good Breakfast show. So if you want to stick around for everything you need, I want you to stay right there on S3.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso on S3, and it's time for something special.
It's time to hit pause with Jacobs.
Let's spill the beans. Can we go?
We are going.
We're going.
We are going. We are there.
This morning,
we're going
I want
there.
to talk about the places we go when we want to hit pause. So I have 2 questions for both of you.
Thank you.
Number 1.
Fire away.
When you have free time to be alone, where is your favorite place to be?
Ooh, okay, I'm gonna sip on my classic Jacobs cappuccino.
It is a classic cappuccino.
Right now.
I
It
can
is.
tell that
And just think about this for a moment.
Smells lovely.
there's a richness to it, though, an awakening.
Okay, so when you have free time, that's the question, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
What are your favorite places to go?
Okay, I will find myself on my motorbike on some mountain pass or in the Tankwa Karoo.
That's so tranquil.
That is my happy place.
Oh, that sounds
Yes.
divine. And you, Carl?
Alone time. Phew. You'd probably find me on an indoor football court playing footy. I know it's not alone, but you know.
But you're alone with your thoughts.
But you're alone with my thoughts in that, though.
you and the ball.
Okay.
Or you'd find me probably in Franschhoek. It's a beautiful place.
You're so classy, eh?
There's something about Franschhoek. No, just to sit. I don't need to do the wine farm thing. I can just chill in Franschhoek and just be placid.
Because you
And
like half
rest.
French, aren't you?
Yeah, well, there is a little bit of
see.
French in me, but you are just inspired.
Sure, oui.
And what about you? Where do you find yourself when you are alone, sorry?
I love to go to the beach, to sit at the beach,
Oh,
read
yeah.
at the beach, relax at the beach.
Sound of the
Never
waves.
swim at the beach, though.
Really?
Oh, it's too cold. Not in Cape Town.
But cold water is good for you.
Yeah, very, very good.
Very
Apparently.
good. Yeah.
It increases your lifespan.
Your vascular
mental
system
alertness.
is-
So why
But
would you not?
It's a little too cold in
Yeah,
the Cape.
look, it is
Cape
cold.
Town's a little bit too cold. So we're going to move on to our second question.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Do you think that you're spending enough time in silence and just being with your thoughts?
I don't have
I
to
know,
think about
I
this
am.
one. I'm not.
You're
No,
not?
Life is busy. Life is busy. I think I need to spend a little bit
Not
more
even
time
in the
and focus.
shower?
Hey?
In the shower?
I don't want to waste
All
water.
alone.
No.
It's in and out.
Quick in the shower.
Yeah.
Okay, environmental activist.
I should spend a little bit more time just on, just focusing and centering. I think that's the right word to
Absolutely.
work. Yeah,
When you get in
centering.
the car, take 2 minutes and
Yeah.
breathe in, breathe out. Carl?
I actually do spend enough time chilling because, a little bit of an anecdote. Like I stay about 40 minutes away from the studio. So I've got like 40 minutes driving time where I can just be on my own in the car, in silence too. I mean, sometimes I will sing along to the Linkin Park playlist that I have. But I mean, other than that, I do spend enough time alone before, to start my day. And I think that's...
You see, but for me, it's more about, I get the alone time, like in the car or
Yes,
that.
yes.
But for me, I can't be doing physically anything. It needs to be quiet. around
okay.
me. See, that's what I got, So myself is actually just thinking about myself at the moment here for a second. And I need to take a little bit more active alone time. We're not active by not doing anything.
But
How's
I think
that?
when you're in nature, that's your perfect opportunity to kind of be alone with your thoughts.
Just sit down and that's what I do. I actually do this, when I do get the chance, just to go and take a ride and then stop in the middle of nowhere and have a cup of coffee where there's no one in sight for miles and miles and miles. It's amazing.
That's great.
That's beautiful thoughts, guys.
Thank you.
So with that,
Yeah.
if you're struggling to find time in the day to be alone, to be with your thoughts, then you must just let your coffee be your daily ritual. It's the perfect way to take time out and enjoy a few minutes of peace.
Let's do it right now.
Making a cappuccino with thick, creamy froth is now impressively easy.
So for my active alone time, I like to think about Ryle and what he's doing, man, especially over his birthday weekend. Now, if you want to do life right, then take a page out of Nature Boy's book. This past weekend, to celebrate his birthday, he packed his bags, drove deep into the mountains with his beautiful girl, and celebrated in one of the most beautiful reserves in the country. Take a look. I love you, Ryle. Miss you, man.
What is up, beautiful people? And let me tell you, I am so excited. It's my birthday weekend, so I'm doing the thing I absolutely love. I'm out here with my lady in the mountains, just finished the road trip, and we have touched down at Kogelberg Nature Reserve. Now, you ready for another Nature Boy adventure?
Can't wait. Do it.
To the list. I love road tripping and, more importantly, exploring new areas. It offers you a new opportunity to just experience, and also that experience can be anything from the most intense wild adventure to something super chilled, an escape from all the chaos and just a moment to reflect and kind of take in all the magic around you.
Place is absolutely incredible.
Coming to a location like this where you have an eco cabin in a mountain is like the best of both worlds for me, and especially when I'm with Mal. Often when I do go on some of these crazy road trips and adventures, it is wild and it's adventurous. But when I'm with Mal's, it also offers that opportunity for me to kind of change the pace, and we both love that. Well, clearly we are settled in and had a good chance to take in the surroundings, and I gotta say, it is absolutely beautiful. Whoa, the day we've been blessed with as well, this is worthy of a birthday, but the sun's just gone down and it is getting chilly. Now, I had my eye on that cabin and the fireplace. I know you did too, so we're gonna go test out the fireplace.
Yes.
Both Mal and I have such a busy life, and often in the week and even an entire month, we don't really connect and see each other that much. So moments like this to really escape, change the pace up and connect are vital. It's like soul food for me, and I think for both of us, it really just allows us to remember what's important and what we truly value in life. Honestly, it's just day one and already this is feeling like the best birthday yet, and this fireplace is like the cherry on the top of this weekend already. But it doesn't stop here, because tomorrow the adventure begins in the great outdoors, so it's time to get some shut-eye. All right, so Miles is still busy chilling, but I'm gonna make the most of this weekend. Now, we are of course in the Kogelberg Nature Reserve, which is considered the heart of the Fynbos Kingdom. It's rich with biodiversity. For me though, it's just time to get my hike on. I feel so free in nature. I feel alive, and I really feel like I'm reconnecting with home. Honestly, the body, the mind, everything is so stimulated, and it's a rare, real opportunity for you to just be you. How often can you really say that? Look at this beautiful slice of heaven. Omar and adventure go so well together because, well, you know your snacks are covered. You know that it's going to be an incredible memory that's not going to bring up any hanger, just good times. Having a hot cup of anything actually and a Omar Rusk is honestly something that's been a memory for me since I can remember. It's nostalgia, it's family moments, it's being back at home. Now take all of that and throw it in an environment like this? Oh, come on. This is like Nature Boy's new home, a new memory, and something that I hope I can do forever and with maybe a future family too. Truly, this was one of the most memorable birthdays I've had in a very long time. And I've done most of the things that I love, being outdoors in nature with the people that I love. It's truly a memory that I'm never going to forget. I'm a happy man.
Oh, buddy, and if you're a happy man, we are happy. Now, if you could road trip to any place in the world, ask yourself that question. Where would it be? And why do you want to go there? Share your entry with us on the Expresso Facebook, Twitter, or our Instagram page, and use that hashtag #MoreThanARusk. And one of you incredibly lucky viewers will win an Omar Rusk's hamper and 2,000 Rand in cash to boot, which might just help you get to that special destination. For all the T's and C's, visit expressoshow.com. I'm going to hop onto YouTube to see if I missed the point where Raul took his top off, because I'm sure it must have happened. I just didn't see it.
There is more in every dip with Omar Rusks.
thank you for dipping into your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Still ahead, how to stay warm this winter. And of course, Ladles of Love have an incredible Mandela Day event just for you. Stick around. Baking is love made edible.
You can bake your way to a weekly cash prize of 5,000 Rand with Golden Cloud over the next 4 weeks.
Post a pic and recipe with your winter indulgence that you made with Golden Cloud and send it to our Expresso WhatsApp line or social media pages using that hashtag Golden Cloud Winter Treats.
Plus, you stand a chance of winning the grand prize of a KitchenAid stand mixer if you post a pic of you and your family baking with Golden Cloud on our WhatsApp line or any of our social media pages using that all-important hashtag Golden Cloud Winter Treats.
Don't forget to enter both separately from 12 July to 9 August, and T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com.
Run.
Why are you still here? You only say 1, 2, 3. You not say 4 or 5. So that's all right.
I will soon beat someone's child. I will soon beat someone's child.
Watch South Africa versus Scotland live in France in a once-in-a-lifetime rugby experience brought to you by Clover. Catch the box in rugby's ultimate showpiece, hosted by Springbok legend Skulk Burger. 5 lucky winners and their partners will be winging their way to France. Plus, take a cruise to the Mediterranean island paradise of Ibiza. Buy any Clover product to enter. Watch Expresso Breakfast Show every weekday morning for more information on how you can win.
Made with love by Clover. It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. If it didn't appear on the gram, did it even happen? It's time to find out what we all got up to. Your life is boring.
Yeah,
I'm not even going to ask.
boring.
My life is really boring. I'm not going to even ask.
But then we have the teacher's pet on the side.
Hey, look at this guy over here.
That's always out there willing to partake in everything. And he sent in a whole bunch of photos of what he got up to this weekend.
The producers of the show messaged me and said, hey, do you have any weekend highlights? And they said, just send your pictures. So immediately I just sent some of the pictures I had on my phone.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
Because you have a life.
Not particularly.
You do have a life.
But you did have a life this past weekend.
I did have a life.
What did you do?
You know, I did the stuff that I do. It's just normal stuff.
Was it fun, though?
I feel like life is about looking at your life as if everything is a highlight. So yes, I may have interviewed a South African musician by the name of Matthew Mole. Okay. There he is, Matthew Mole.
Okay.
Is that a real photo, or did you superimpose?
That's his ukulele. No, that's AI.
So you faked photos. You didn't even send in real photos.
At least I did a bit of the homework. And then, of course, I decided to play some. I was supporting the booker while I was, doing the show, which was very tough. Because how do you stay? Look there. See, I was laughing.
Yeah.
Why was I laughing? You know what?
Was that the third or fourth picture?
Yeah.
There was a cry. There was it's the 8th. And then I played some indoor footy, which I haven't done that for a while. And I just, I took a little pic of the grass that I played on. Look, there is the grass.
Wow.
Can you see? It's been well used. And that's where I was this weekend. So a little Matthew Mole, a little Booker, and then a little footy. That's all.
That last picture was taken at the net at the back, though.
That's correct, yes.
Yeah, what were you doing there?
I was on the bench.
Oh, okay.
I'm
about to come on and dominate. I think, do you know what actually killed this whole thing?
What's that?
It's the rugby. I think after the rugby, I was like, is it even worth taking photos of anything anymore?
No, but hold on. What did you do this? Just give me a highlight. I'll picture the visual.
Well, I've got a shocking highlight.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I had some electrical issues at my house, so I was dealing with electricians that came through for me, by the way, because I don't know anything about electricity other than when it's there or when it's not there.
No one does, yeah.
And AC and DC, that's pretty much it. But they diagnosed the problem, but it took a little time. So that was my weekend.
Did you solve the problem at least?
Yes. It's problem solved. Problem solved. I was saying to the gents here, it was so weird because my boy comes on and it's like, my light switch is not working. So when I'm fiddling with it, I saw the bathroom lights going on. I was like, what on earth is going on?
That was after the last repair job that you did.
Oh, guys. So anyways, that was my shockingly eventful weekend.
Okay, well, that sounds like a highlight, and you got things sorted out. That's great.
But hardly worth taking a photo of, you know.
Well, there were no lights on, so you couldn't see anything.
I mean, don't stock images have light switches? You could have said to the producers.
Oh, wow, like yours, like a stock image of a football
answer
field.
for everything.
Absolutely love it, guys. I went to a karate tournament with my kid, but there were no photos allowed because it's a private setting. So they're like, no. And I did try, they're like, no. But it was still amazing. So all the KSI karatekas out there that just dominated this weekend for Team South Africa. Well done, guys. So hopefully you had an amazing weekend and have been surviving the cold. And that being said, winter is in full swing right now. So let's turn you from a winter warrior into a winter warrior.
There we go, winter warrior. You've got to say it like that because that's the only way you're going to get through this cold. But yes, winter is in full swing and, you know, worrying about how to stay warm should be the least of your worries. You know what I'm saying? Now, Game is challenging South Africans to stop being a winter warrior and rather be a winter warrior with incredible items at unbeatable deals to keep you toasty warm. And we've got some good ones. But listen, what's your go-to, Carl?
Heater.
Yeah?
It's got to be a heater. It's got to be good. It has to be.
Can't be a fan.
No, because you're not a fan of a fan. Okay? But no, I think heaters are practical. So I've got high ceilings, so you need a proper powered heater there. So I have to. So I've got a.
Are they naturally high ceilings or just?
No. It's normal ceilings for you, but it's high ceilings.
That was just awful,
the point, man. I think he's got such a great relationship with his heater, the way that he speaks so affectionately about it.
Let's see if we can give him a very special heater. And if I think every room in the house needs this kind of heater, okay? Look no further than these selected Game stores where they've got some incredible Kodak rollabout 3-panel gas heaters, the OGs, for just over 1,000 rand, 1,199. This, it doesn't matter what room it's in, will warm the whole house. Yeah. That's how they work.
Can I tell you a little hack there, all right? Bring it into the shower.
Oh.
So you get out, it's not cold when you get out.
In the bathroom. Okay,
Not into the shower.
That's what you said.
No, as in like the shower area. Sorry, my bad. Just imagine that.
It's so cold, ... Yeah.
And then, of course, I mean, we all love options. Options are our best friend. And you can get a Logic 3-bar heater, LGB 333, for an incredible 199 rand. Look at that. That's perfect.
Wow.
You know, just to heat the feet or heat the room a little bit, which is fantastic. Easy pickup with 1,500 watts, 3-setting. It's a quartz tube, heating element. I mean, we need that right now. I mean, literally.
And that's to warm up the toasty toes.
Yeah. Just imagine just watching your favorite movie with a cup of coffee and just heating the feet a little bit. Yes.
Yes, please.
And then if you are out on the road, whether it's your favorite Jacob's coffee, tea, a hot chocolate that you just have to have, we've got these 2 Lumos travel mugs for only 149. That's pretty good. And that's for the pair, okay? Then we've got assorted blankets at an unbelievably low price. Get that, $100. Mink flannel blankets. Is it really winter if you're not feeling the mink on your skin?
That's what I'm saying. Mink and flannel in the same sentence. It's
wow.
It really is a wow.
That's active a long time.
Game also understands that hot beverages are a winter essential. So they are giving you 20% off all winter mainstay flasks. And I love a good flask to keep your coffee and soup heated all day long. That's cool. That's a lekker deal.
Wow.
20% off.
You are sorted, toasty and warm for winter. I love it. So what item is first on your shopping list during winter? Let us know on the Expresso social pages, and then stock up on these winter essentials from Game.
And I mean, don't forget to compare prices with their price speed promise. I love this. It offers a 10% refund on the difference in price on any item you've purchased. If you find it cheaper at a competitor within 21 days of your purchase, guess what? You're guaranteed a price beat on that item.
Sure. Exactly. Now, store opening hours are Monday to Friday from 9 to 6 o'clock. So even after work, you've got time to pull in. Saturday from 9 to 5 and Sunday and public holidays from 9 to 4. So you can definitely go out and get what you need. Thanks, gents.
Thank you.
It was fun. Yeah, toasty.
All right.
So there we have it. We're back.
Yeah, we are back.
Just
I
like
mean,
that.
we're warm, but you know it's really warm is, Ladles of Love.
Yeah.
The Mandela Day event. That's going to be fantastic. So I feel like we need to unpack that very, very soon.
Yep, and if there are organizations out there that need this time, if you're looking to put yourself, your efforts on Mandela Day into some incredible organizations, we'll reveal a few of those to you on the other side of this.
The best way to show you care is by giving someone a little winter warmth. That's why Panado is asking you to nominate someone who needs that warmth with a 2,000 Rand dose of care cash each weekday from the 17th to the 28th of July on the Expresso Facebook, Twitter or Instagram pages. Nominate your choice by using hashtag PanadoSA and hashtag A Dose of Care and transform the winter of someone close to you. T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
That's right. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, right here on S3. Up next, let's honor the words of Tata Madiba, who said, "Our children are the rock on which our future will be built. Our greatest asset as a nation. They will be the leaders of our country, the creators of our national wealth, and who will care for and protect our people." Powerful, powerful words indeed. And this coming Mandela Day, food relief organization, and we love them, Ladles of Love, is looking to break yet another world record with the highest number of volunteers offering 67 minutes of their time to design, create, or plant items for little children in early childhood development and daycare centers in impoverished communities. And this morning joining us, we have Danny Diliberto, and the director, founder of Ladles of Love, and also the volunteer program manager, Yolanda Jones. Dis so lekker om julle hier te hê. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah. And just, can we just say thank you for the incredible work that you guys are doing. Thank you. Let's get into it.
Yes, of course. Also, I just want to confirm that it's Ladles of Love.
Yes.
Okay, not ladies
Sorry.
of love. I just wanted to make sure.
That was it.
Yeah, no, you did. But
We also
that's
get
shame.
called Ladlers of Love.
Ledlers.
Okay, well, let's make it exotic.
Ladles.
Daniele Diliberto, Ladles of Love.
Here we go.
So, when you started a simple soup kitchen that now is, I just want to get the stat, 37.3 million plus meals per week.
That's insane.
Think about
Not,
those
not
stats.
per week, sorry. That's since COVID began.
Since COVID began.
But it's still...
But still very, very much up there. I mean, what do you attribute to that type of growth? Is it just the hearts of individuals getting out there? Or is it, you know, a bit of the staff coming through and making it happen, the volunteers? Or is it a mixture of all of the above?
I call it the power of collaboration. That for me is the answer. You've got your donors, you've got, excuse me, you've got ladles of love in the middle, and then you've got our mama warriors who are out there selflessly stirring those pots, cooking for their community. Without any of that, we just can't do it. Any one of those are missing. Without the donors, without the money, I mean, we spend over R1 million a month just on food. Without that, we can't get the food to our mama warriors who just stand there and just love their community. They make me emotional at times. They really do.
I want to touch on that emotional point because I think for a lot of people out there, you know, we know about your organization, you know, what you guys do, the positive impact that you guys are making, but you guys are the ones on the ground. You're seeing firsthand how difficult it is out there for a lot of people and the struggle that a lot of people have to cope with. How do you guys deal with it as an organization? Because this must take its mental toll as well.
When I have my bad days, I accept them and know that it's just a feeling. And I often do ask myself, why am I doing this? Because you do drive into the community and you go, I mean, we're a drop. But I just say, you know what, I'd rather do something than do nothing. And that's what keeps me going. And that starfish story, I don't know if anyone's heard it, where that little boy is picking up all these starfish and throwing them, these stranded starfish, thousands of them, and he's throwing them back into the sea. And this old man walks up to him and says, why are you doing that? I mean, they're going to die. So the little boy picks up a starfish, throws it back in the water, and he says, I've just saved that one. That's what it's about.
A great mentality,
It is, but of course, we have to be enabled by the community as well. You said the Mama Warriors, and Yolanda, this is where I'd like to ask you about the importance of the volunteers. You know, where do they come from? And more importantly, how important are they to make this dream of feeding the nation a reality?
Look, we feed 35,000 meals a day through our network of kitchens. Impossible without them. The work of NGOs, NPOs, we all started to change social situations in our communities. The work of the NPOs are impossible without the volunteers. People selflessly coming in, day out. At our kitchen, our Dignity Kitchen in Ruland Street, we have about 150 volunteers coming per week to serve meals to the vulnerable communities. It's extremely important, not just to the organization, but the self-worth, the feeling that you get as a volunteer coming in, serving someone who's less fortunate than you. It's so rewarding in and of itself. So we encourage it daily. Even this Mandela Day is about volunteering, giving of yourself, doing something for someone else. It's fine to give money, but when you put your stamp of love on something for someone else, you've acted, you've done something. It's amazing.
You know, I find it incredible from where Ladles of Love started, you know, with that single soup kitchen, looking at the whole network that you guys have at the moment. And what I love about it is, yes, it's Mandela Day tomorrow. We're encouraging people to just donate some of their time, but you guys are there every single day, making that difference. You know, people don't really see some of the work that you guys are doing, but this year you are gearing up for something spectacular, Danny. You guys want to break another record. Tell me what is happening. What's the plan?
Gosh.
Sure. I believe we're the biggest Mandela Day event in South Africa, maybe the world, I don't know. But we are calling on 6,700 people to come and do their 67 minutes with us. When I served my very first Mandela Day in 2015, what I realized is people started calling me, how do I do my 67 minutes? What are you doing? What are you doing? So people wanted to be part of it. And that's what became so important for our Mandela Days, to create those 67 minutes. And then we try and encourage people to make every day a Mandela Day, you know, to give 67 minutes of your time every day. And it's not it's not only just in volunteering, it's in just be kind. Just be kind. Smile at someone, you know. That's what it's about for me, and that's what Mandela Day is about this year. And it's to help our little kiddies that are so vulnerable.
Wow. It's incredible. You two are amazing.
Thank you.
We can tell we love you so much. Daniela and Yolanda, thank you so much. If you would like to volunteer, please do go to webtickets.co.za for a 150 Rand volunteer ticket and get involved, get stuck in and help them reach the record, because that record is feeding a nation.
Absolutely. Thank you.
We need to unite. And up next, we're going to look at another incredible organization that is making a massive impact in the lives of people in the city of Johannesburg. The People's Pantry is their name, and they are providing a solution to food waste for the less fortunate, and this is making a big difference. Take a look.
Food waste is an interesting problem. We still have about 2.5 million South Africans that don't know on a day-to-day basis where their food is going to come from. Plus, we're wasting 13 million tons of fresh produce annually, per year. It lands up on a landfill, so we're looking at big amounts of food that goes to waste. 40% of our food waste is fresh produce. We're talking edible foods. It's huge, and it's not just a South African issue. Globally, we waste food. So the motivation really was the acknowledgement that people in the community around us have been food insecure. COVID highlighted how much food insecurity was part of people's lives. You know, people struggling to feed their family from day to day. So that's where different people in the community came together at Victoria Yards, saying we need to do something. And what we did was start a soup kitchen within Victoria Yards. And as it grew, the Makers Valley Partnership that are based here took ownership of the project. It became more organized. And we now run with the project full-time, because the issues pertaining to food security have not left the community. Now, people have always struggled because you need money to buy food, and if you don't have secure income, it's hard.
The way we run the People's Pantry, it works like this. Every Wednesday and Thursday around this community, the people, they will be collecting the cans, boxes, plastics, all kinds of recyclables, so that they will be taking them to our depot at the lock. There is a company that we collaborate with. It means Love Our City Clean. So it's the one that we are working with. So people, they will be taking the recycles to drop it at the lock site, at their depot. After they do that recycling, they come on our site at the People's Pantry so that they can come and redeem their points so that they can manage to purchase the food so that they can help themselves and their families.
Siyasizana nayo. Mina ngithatha amabox negubhu ngihambise bomi bese kuthi mina ngo Friday ibuye izongisiza ngokuthi ke ngithole amaveji noma ukukhona nje siyakuthola konke.
Itshintshe kakhulu ngoba ekuqaleni besikhathi singenalutho endlini. Uqala kwami kwenza lo msebenzi siyalala sidlile nabantwana bami akukho ukuthi angisebenzi baba kasebenzi ukusalelo siyadla.
Sengithola ukudla khona lana every Friday. Ngithola izinto ezishiyeneyo, ngiyathola ibutter, ngiyathola imilimili, ngiyathola amaveji, ngiyathola insipho okugcobisa, amafutha okupheka. And okunye ngiyapheka lana ngiphekela umphakathi. And ukuphekeleni kwami umphakathi ngiyathola ukudla ama leftovers aseleyo mangipheka ngokwami konke. So kushintshe kakhulu impilo yami, kakhulu.
The benefits are huge because people, they can come here to get the food, and also they clean the streets by cleaning around this neighborhood. So I can say it's very, very huge. What makes me to want to work at the People's Pantry is because I have a passion through the People's Pantry. It's most important things to see People's Pantry is working so hard to change people's life.
I mean, to be hungry in 2022, it's not about a lack of food. There's enough food in South Africa. I think we need to be creative. The food system as it stands is really not serving us, I think. People at home can help by becoming less of a consumer and more of a kind of food citizen. I think one of the things we need to do collaboratively to think about the food system and what we might need to change so that it's more just.
Wow, it's fantastic. Peoplespantry.org.za. Get involved, get stuck in. I love the fact that we can contribute and let Mandela Day be a catalyst to make a difference every single day as we try to make a difference in your day, in your Feel Good Breakfast Show. In fact, lined up for you is another performance by these talented individuals alongside me. There we got Ryan V, who'll be giving you something fantastic, as well as Philip Malan alongside him. So make sure you stick around. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
We have exciting news for all you young chefs. Yes, you guessed it. The Excella Young Chef competition is back. If you are a qualified chef with at least 3 years of experience, are under the age of 35 and have a confident TV personality, then enter to stand a chance to compete for a 20,000 Rand cash prize and that coveted title of Excella Young Chef for 2023. Just follow the Excella Young Chef competition link on the Afternoon Express's Facebook, Twitter or Instagram pages, or on our website. Upload a video of yourself sharing your name, a short intro about who you are, where and when you qualified, and describe your signature Excella dish using Excella rice, Excella sunflower oil, or Excella mayonnaise. And also, tell us why your dish is made excellent with Excella. Entries close at midday on the 21st of July, 2023. T's and C's apply and can be found on afternoonexpress.co.za. Excella, a taste of pure excellence.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Oh, welcome back. Luckily, I think we've almost used up all our words. Hey, almost.
Almost. Our word airtime. It's still around. We still have more words for you, but sometimes words need to be replaced with laughter.
And we need a bit of a lacha the day because it is a Monday. So let's push back those Monday blues and have a lach.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Run.
Run.
Why are you still here? You only say 1, 2, 3. You not say 4 or 5. So that's all right.
and that's the look our poor producer, director, floor manager, that's what they share all the time looking at us. Like, what do you mean? I'm sorry. Well, hopefully that gave you a bit of a lach of the day.
Exactly. All right, in fact, let's do this with you and see if it works. 1, 2, 3.
Yes, that's me. Let's go.
Yes, okay.
We are back with South African pop rock singer. These guys are phenomenal. Ryan V alongside Philip Malan. Gents, it's so good to have you guys. Thank you very much for pulling in nice and early. Sounding incredible and loving the vibes this morning. Chat to me about your EP very quickly before your next performance. It's dropping in August.
Yeah, 5 tracks, 5 new tracks. I'm really excited to be releasing them. We're just finishing off with a mixing and a possible duet. So, yeah, keep your eyes out for that.
You're not going to drop who that duet's with?
Not yet.
Not yet.
She may have been on the show recently, but we'll...
Okay, well, there's a bit of a clue for you. But listen, I heard it's been quite a process to get where you are today. What's that process been like, and what are you hoping people will take away once the EP drops?
Yeah, I think, you know, the process, I think the last 3 years, I think, tested a lot of us, you know, with lockdowns and, you know, the uncertainty of, you know, our businesses and our jobs and our relationships and all those sorts of things. And so I think a lot of the songs kind of come from that, you know, just kind of trying to figure out my own place in, you know, in this new world, you know.
Yeah, for sure. I can definitely tell that there's going to be a lot of heart in there. There's going to be a lot of soul in there. We can't wait for it. So people can keep a lookout. Where are we going to see it? So online streaming platforms.
So all your major streaming platforms, Spotify, iTunes,
Fantastic. All right. And the song you're about to perform now is called Hope.
Yes.
Tell me about the song.
So Hope, back in 2021, I had a conversation with a good friend of mine. He's the CEO of a company called Digital Flyer. And he said that he needs a song for, you know, their campaigns and community. But every time we chatted, you know, we were chatting about some really, you know, challenging things that we were going through or you know, other people that we knew were going through. And obviously I needed to also just dig into, you know, some of the challenges that I was facing at the time. And, you know, we need to hold on to hope. You know, that's the thing that gets us through, you know. So that's where the song came.
Well, let's stop talking. Let's get to performing. Our friend, take it away. Cool. Here we go. Ryan V alongside Philip Malan with Hope.
Stare in the mirror, open your heart. You got knocked down, get up, it's a brand new start. So look to your future, the past is behind you. The road is ahead, so come on, get out of your bed. Look to the heavens, you're here now. Throughout history, this time is for you somehow. So speak to your mountains from eagle's wings, facing your giant with a stone and a sling. For
Another feel-good production.
Welcome back live on Facebook and on YouTube. And of course, Ryan and Philip ain't going nowhere. We asked them to stick around just a little bit longer. Guys, thank you so much. You survived this morning. How was that?
Yeah, it's been awesome. I don't know how you guys get up so early every morning, but it's pretty cool.
Well, we get a private performance every day. It's amazing. I mean, the artists that have shared this space here is incredible. So it's like a real gift for us. But I've loved this front row seat I've had to where the industry is now. And it feels so different. It feels for the creatives, there is an opportunity now to commercialize what you've been doing on a different level. And I suppose maybe I ask this of all artists coming through here because it feels like we were given this 3-year almost pause and everyone had to rethink and kind of recalibrate. Do you feel better now? Does it feel like the industry is different or is it just the same pressure points?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of changes coming. I think, you know, for me personally, I've explored the crypto blockchain space, and, and I'm thinking, you know, that like NFTs, Web3, I think it's going to start opening up amazing doors for musicians and yeah, and artists, anyone creative, you know.
I love it because you do have a creative backing. I know you've got an art gallery, as I understand it, in Stellenbosch. What was the rationale there? Is that an itch you just have to scratch, or is that part of the same kind of creative bubble? Where does that fit into your ecosystem?
Yeah, a bit of both, actually. So, yeah, I love working with artists, you know. It's such a pleasure to be able to work with them. The showroom is actually at Avondale Wine now.
Oh, lovely.
And then we've got a online presence as well. Yeah, what's the business? The Winelands Art Gallery. But that's my bread and butter, you know, and that helps me to be able to do this, you know.
Any name of an establishment in the Winelands, people stumble over every now and then. It's okay, man. You get to that point. Depends how many wine farms you've been to before you get to that place. And I love the fact that you are pushing the online space. When we joke about what's going on in LA with regards to AI, and I suppose trying to put an algorithm on creativity or on talent. For someone who's quite comfortable in this space, or maybe comfortable being uncomfortable in this new kind of online space, how important is it for you to be looking in that area? Even if you're an OG and a traditionalist in your art form, how important is it to know that you're going to have to expand digitally? You've got to go there.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, no, there are some exciting prospects, but there are also challenges, you know. And I think, yeah, you just got to embrace it. It's a change. But I think, you know, you got to just stay true to yourself, you know, and keep producing what comes algorithmically to you.
Exactly,
you know?
I know. When you figure out what that genius algorithm is, figure it out. Maybe it's just, don't get an AI, get yourself a Philip, man.
Exactly.
Just get yourself a Philip in your corner, you'll be all right. Guys, thank you so much for being here. I know for the musos, this is a tough call this early in the morning, but you have not disappointed. It's been magical, man. Thank you so much. One last performance, what are you going to do for the people?
Yeah, this one's actually from the EP. This is probably the most rocky song on the EP, but we're going to do it unplugged. It's called Rescue. Yeah, so if we screw it up, sorry, we'll give it our best.
We are here for the organic nature of live TV and live broadcast, which is why you are here. Gentlemen, thank you so much, Philip, Ryan. We really do love and appreciate you guys. He did warn you, this is the most rocky song you're going to hear this morning. Gentlemen, take it away.
Thank you. 2.
Stop now. I just keep running with my broken parts. No rest now. Can't keep up with my racing heart. Save me now. I don't wanna let go, but I can't hold on. Save me now. 'Cause I don't want this bottle. I don't want these pills, but I don't want this pain. Or these anxious chills. I need a rescue. Whoa. I need a rescue. Whoa. Speak, tell me. Give me something that I can hold on to. Take my hand. Can't go on trying to stand on my own. Save me now. I feel like a wreck and I need a rescue. Save me now. 'Cause I don't want this bottle. I don't want these pills, but I don't want this pain. Or these anxious chills. I need a rescue. Oh, I need a rescue. Whoa. Save me now. You're all that I have, my only hope. Save me now. 'Cause I don't want this bottle, I don't want these pills, but I don't want this pain or these anxious chills. I don't want this bottle, I don't want these pills, but I don't want this pain or these anxious chills. I need a rescue. Whoa, I need a rescue. Whoa. Woo.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ah, man, don't want this bottle, don't want these pills, but we need a rescue. And I think you are not alone in that space. Thank you so much for giving us the words to process. And I think while we've been quietly going through all this insanity, I don't think musos realize how much you're helping the rest of us get through every day because you can encapsulate it. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Download, download, download. That's how you support vocals from the locals. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us this morning,
Really
man. You guys are amazing. Follow them on all the socials. We'll have all of their details up. And for you connecting with us on the socials, thank you so much. So awesome to be making this show stretch out just a little bit longer. But we'll see you bright and early live on TV again, 6 o'clock on S3. Have an amazing day. Thank you, boys. One last round of applause from the 3 people who are left in studio. We love it. Thank you, Jades.